Hello, my beautiful gemstones. Welcome to Friday night's live intuitive oracle with myself and Ghostdragonzw. Between the terrible weather, the humidity, and the solar flares, my Wi-Fi is a little wonky. So the picture might be a little messed up. As long as y'all can still hear me, I'm willing to continue. So Ghost Dragons is telling me now I'm good. It was so bad. I play this game called Thief Tycoon on Fortnite. And it was all messed up. I was so angry. I could barely play it. Like, I couldn't even move my character. It was just redonkulous. I hope everyone is ready to have a great, fantastic, and wonderfully abundant weekend. Mother's Day coming up. Happy Mother's Day to all you mamas, grandmamas, and daddies that have to be both. I definitely have been enjoying my week. So many people sent me Mother's Day gifts, and I thought that was really beautiful. Thank you all. So many of you have already texted me, like, just in case I forget, happy Mother's Day. I love it. Thank you so much. I posted some photos in the community of me, my mom, and my sister. We went to lunch Wednesday to take my mom out and spend some time with her because she's so much closer now. It's so awesome. She's right down the street. So basically not walking distance, but it'd be a cheap Uber, you know? So yeah, I just, I really hope that all of you moms out there are represented this weekend and that you feel good, and whatever is going to make your day wonderful, I hope that you have that on Sunday specifically. The Bat Mom, the party has arrived. You can start the show now. Do you know I used to hang out with my friend Danielle when I was in my late 20s, and whenever we walk into a bar, and I mean this, everyone would turn and look and be like, party's here. Yeah, we were crazy. Mama Cindy Lee, nice. 5 hours. Very cool. Ghostdragonzw, fancy meeting you here. And Mark Holstead, what's up, sweetheart? The Bat Mom. Blue Crossroads, hello. Heather B, Melissa, Nicole, Lou Capetta, I miss you too, Lou Dog. You text me like, hey, how are you doing? I'm like, I'm doing well. How are you? And then I don't hear from you again for 5 years. So I don't know what's going on there, but I'm glad you're here. I hope you're still listening. My grandson looked at me when she said, hello, gemstones. Aw. Good. I'm glad you guys can hear. Thank you. And thank you so much. Yeah, the weather is really wonky, especially, like, I guess not especially, but at least where I'm at in northern New Jersey, it was like 90 degrees yesterday, 50 degrees this morning, raining all day, but still hot and humid, but not quite hot enough to put the AC on, but not cold enough for heat. I can't. This weather is just icky. I don't like it. She said, oh, crap. Oh, nice. Working on it for a month. So cool. Now we old. Forgot about Mother's Day. I almost did too until my sister called me 2 weeks ago. She's like, do you want to do lunch like on a Wednesday afternoon, take mom out? We went to the mall. I got new decks. So last week, my new deck was Oracle of the Hekatean Path. And I got the Witching Hour with an Amazon gift card Damien got me for Mother's Day. And while we were out shopping for our Mother's Day lunch, I got Wisdom of the Wild Things, and I lucked out. I got 3 for 3, guys. So I'm really excited about these decks. Don't forget, it's your last chance to get a $20 reading if you are not a member or a patron. MZM, what is up? If you're new, let us know. If you want a reading, let us know, and we'll try to bump you up so you don't have to wait as long, even though there's not too many people in front of you. Darling Deb, my Deb girl, finally made it. Actually, you made it last week too. What am I talking about? During the stream, I'll tell you guys the story of the waitress that we ended up with. And everyone calls me a Karen, but it's like, what would y'all have done? We were very sweet about it, but we told her, we're like, we just had a horrible experience because of you. You ruined our Mother's Day lunch. She's like, oh, thanks. Sorry. I was like, she couldn't possibly care less. I'll tell y'all all about it. Dun, 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 dun.
Trying to sneak me in while I'm messing with stuff, aren't you? Hello, everybody. Hello, little lady. I'll say my highs, as always, as we do the list. And I'll let this little lady do whatever she needs to do.
Okay, Jersey. Let's get started.
As you get a hair out of your mouth or whatever.
Got a fuzz.
Fuzzy.
All right, let's do this.
You can do Bat Mom first.
Bat Mom.
That moment.
I'm going to use the witching hour. So on Monday, we're going to be discussing the Watcher of West. I can never remember if it's Westwood or Westfield. I think Westfield, the Watcher of Westfield. That happened here in New Jersey, in a town I'm very familiar with. I actually think it's the same town the Addams family was based in. Oh, he's wearing the shirt we bought him, guys. Check it out. We bought him that. I took donations and bought Ghost Dragons 2 shirts and a couple of other little things just to show our appreciation for our favorite friendly neighborhood ghost dragon. And blue definitely is your color. I love it. So yeah, we're doing the Watcher and we're doing thwarted alien abduction attempts. So people who like were in the midst of being abducted and something crazy happened. Like in the one story, the alien had a thing aimed on him that had him paralyzed, and all of a sudden he can move again, and the alien takes the thing and starts smacking it against his hand like you would do with like a broken remote, like trying to get, and then they just gave up and went back to their ship and left him there. That kind of stuff. It was incredibly interesting. I loved it. And then I talked a little bit about Barney and Betty Hill and like some of the stuff that they went through. And I think I put the difference between spiritual and physical abductions in there. I know I started working on it. So Monday's going to be interesting. Listener encounters 19. Thank you guys so much for showing up. So many of you sent in encounters. I didn't get them soon enough to have it done by today, but next week, that's what we're doing. It makes it so much easier for me, guys. No scripts. All right, Batmom. And I'm awfully chatty tonight, just so y'all know. Blue Crossroads. I swear to God, I was ready to say that. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy Wuzzy Fuzzy Wuzzy. Yes, you read my mind. Batmom, you got Poison Thorn. Low vibrations. Low vibrations. All right, so the key words: low vibrations, unhealed trauma, self-sabotage, dwelling on the past. The Tarot Companion, so the tarot card related to this oracle card is the 8 of Swords. And the 8 of Swords, I believe, it's either the 8 or the 9, I'm still learning tarot, is self-imposed imprisonment. So I'm not sure. When a finger is pricked by a poison thorn, the first thing to do is to pull the thorn out, removing the source of the discomfort. The wound can't begin to heal if the thorn stays in place and may even become infected, which can spread to other areas. Emotional traumas, Batmom, are a lot like thorns that have been left inside to fester. They continue to hurt, then spread, and before you know it, your entire being is suffering. It's relatable. Hallowed One, it is time to let go of the hurt, trauma, and baggage that you've been carrying. At this point, holding on to the past is causing more pain than the original event, leading to stagnation, self-sabotage, and self-destruction. You may even see your hurt affecting positive areas of your life. A bad breakup may result in lack of focus at work, or the sudden loss of a job could put strain on an otherwise healthy relationship. You can't change the hurt that has occurred, but you can do your best to begin to pick up your pieces. Self-help author Bob Proctor says, quote, "If you see it in your mind, you will hold it in your hands," end quote. Therefore, if you choose to focus on the pain, that's what you'll continue to find. But if you release the cause of the hurt and learn to find the light in the darkness, you give yourself not only the chance to heal, but to learn the truth of how strong and how rarely beautiful you really are. Old wounds are leading you towards devastation. Seek immediate help if you feel as though you're not able to handle your emotions on your own. Reconnecting with the past will lead you to heartache. Batmom, this is an extremely deep card. I do sense a lot of turmoil, and you and I have talked personally, so I do know a little bit about what's going on with you, and I empathize and sympathize with you. I relate a lot to you. Things I've gone through in my past, things I'm still going through as far as holding on to trauma. So I get it. But here's the thing. I talk about this a lot. If we only focus on the negative, we're only going to bring in more negative. You cannot heal or let go of any of this baggage until you remove yourself from the source. Again, this is not a just leave. This for you is a toxic relationship. You've already put that out there. We already know this. I'm not going to say if it's romantic or otherwise. It could be a kinship. It could be with your kids. It is toxic. And if you can't just leave right now, then you have to find a way to disconnect and just to focus as best as you can on the positive. That is painful, especially in a romantic relationship, if that's what's going on, to like love someone so much, but have to emotionally disconnect and detach yourself because you just can't handle being hurt anymore, disappointed, let down, failed, abused. But at the end of the day, it's the healthiest thing we can do. Now, if you are in a position to get away from this person, for example, if they're the type of narc that walks out, if it's your place and you have the power, you need to force them out. You need to force them to stay out and stay away from you, whatever that takes. Remember last week, I was like, it's going to get, and I was doing this. Maybe not physical, but it could get physical. Here's the thing, Batmom. You thought you were doing better, then you are definitely doing better. Don't go back to it. Physically, don't go back or take this person back into your energy, into your life, but also emotionally. Okay? I feel like the issue isn't so much physical, it's emotional. There is a trauma bond that's been formed here that you want to continuously go back to, because trauma bonds is like drug addiction. You live for the highs of getting back together, reuniting, things being good again, the love bombing, the breadcrumbing, and just to be dropped down again as though you're not high anymore. You're coming off of a real good one. And it's back and forth. It's like getting high, running out, getting high, running out. That is a trauma bond. But here's the thing. If you don't totally detach 100%, no contact, you're going to keep this energy on you, and you're not going to be able to move forward if all you're doing is looking backwards. This person is not ever going to come to a realization and see how amazing you are. I'm sorry, but they're not. And that's a hard truth to hear and to understand. There's never going to be like, wow, she put up with so much. Do you know why? Because they feel like they deserve it. Of course you put in so much and put up with so much. They're amazing. They deserve all that. It's not anything amazing about you. It's about them. And I'm sorry that this is happening to you. In the next week or two, do your best to do things that don't involve talking about, thinking about, or lending any sort of physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, or psychic energy towards this person, this situation, this relationship. If you find your mind wandering to the good times, remember that the good times didn't exist. All of the good times, who planned them? Not the narcissist. Who paid for them? Probably not the narcissist. Who always had to apologize? Probably not the narcissist, right? So were they really good times, or were they strategic thinking on your part of how to just not, for it to not be toxic for a little while? It is. It's heartbreak. It's indescribable. I don't even think there's a word to describe how that feels. Hey, Miss Pixie, I see you. Nut slap. But we do get through it. All right. In the next week or two, try your best to push away thoughts. And the quicker you train your mind to do this, the easier it'll be going forward for you to really move on with your life.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, Cindy Lee is next, but she's not here, so I'll just put her on hold because she'll eventually come in. And go ahead and do Aunt Edna. Hi, dear.
Yeah, and let's use Hekatean Path. Oh, that reminds me, I have Casey's June reading I got to send to her.
Are you going to do a timestamp for her?
Yes, timestamp for her and Lotus if Lotus doesn't show up.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that was exactly my point. Well, you were probably lied to as well. The future faking, if we could just get through this hard time with me, think about our life together, think about our future. That future is never going to come. That is a fake, false facade promise. This is why a lot of people in these relationships and situations do end up needing long-term therapy. It changes your brain chemistry. It changes a lot of things about you. All right, Miss Aunt Edna. Temple at Lagina, sacredness. Card number 39. How do you evoke the sacred in the real world to honor the goddess? Your body is a living, breathing temple to Hecate, and how you treat it and look after it will reflect how you feel on multiple levels. How we treat our bodies will start to help us recognize how we can bring the sacred into our everyday being. Stand in the sacred temple of Hecate and worship. Give me a sec. Yeah, and in the next week or two, I don't know how you're doing physically. I hope that you're doing better. I feel like you're still not making the connection, though, and this is no judgment. I feel like you're still not making the connection of like the spiritual dis-ease and the physical disease. Not saying you have a disease, but like all of the physical problems, it's like you're focusing on them, but you're not spiritually aligning as much as you should be or like you normally would, right? And I feel like that's because there's something blocking that connection. Like to you, you just want to feel better. You just want to be mobile again. But there's so many other things going on around you that you're not actually manifesting this for yourself. You do. Okay. Well, I had no idea, but I do know you do have a lot of health problems. I feel like, so if you are in tune with your body, this message has to be telling you something, right? So in the next week or two, I want you to pay really close attention to your emotional vibration as you go through these things. How are you emotionally and psychically handling the physical things that you're going through? And are you surrounding yourself with people that are going to be spiritually supportive? Not just people who are going to like bring you your medicine or help you get up or, you know, whatever. And I know this is a touchy subject for me to talk about because I know how strong you are. Like, and when I see your energy and when I match your energy to bring your team in here, I connect with an extremely strong, virile woman. And then I have to remind myself that you are physically ill right now. You're going through a lot physically. If you could just tap into a little bit more the spiritual and emotional sides of what you're going through, letting go of traumas that are holding you down, disconnecting emotional ties, the emotional cords from people that no longer serve you. Good. That means that you do know, you do understand. And maybe on some level, you're aware that you're not doing this, right? In the next week or two, I feel like it's going to be really important. We're coming out of the retrograde shadow. Finally, we're able to be ourselves and shine brightly again. And even if it's just burning some sage and saging yourself, go sage yourself. Doing something sacred for yourself, building your altar and lighting a candle and saying a prayer, going to church, saying your prayers before bed. The universe is asking you to spiritually connect. And I was going to skip over this, but I keep hearing like the trauma and seeing like dumped. It's being dumped. So this is you like finally shedding that, finally shedding a lot of trauma that you've been carrying around that has been overburdening you for a really long time. I changed what great. So you're being called, you know what to do. I don't even have to say anything else. Make it a priority to connect with spirit, with the goddess, with God, with Jesus, whatever you believe in. Bring that energy in the next week or two.
Next is Mark Holstetter.
Mark, I'm going to use signs of the time. So, you can't, do you mean you can't smell it like you hate it? Or you literally can't smell it?
She can't smell it right now. Did your taste ever come back?
Even better, because I hate the smell of sage. So that's good. Seriously, just connect spiritually, and I feel like you're going to get downloads about what you need to release. The way I release this kind of stuff is I write it down. Eventually, I pile it all together like once a month, get a fire safe bowl, and burn it outside so the wind can blow it away. You got to pick a windy but not rainy day. Get it to blow away in the wind, and whatever's left in the ash, just pour into the dirt. That is how I have to be so disconnected sometimes that I have to hold on to everything. And that will weigh you down if you don't get rid of it. The best way I know how is to write it, but it may be something different for you. Maybe it's screaming it out. Maybe it's praying it out. Maybe it's, something completely different, but that's just my suggestion because it works so well for me. It's like my once a month purging. Yes, don't let it blow in your eye. I wear such big sunglasses, nothing ever blows in my eye. All right. Mr. Mark. Crystals, the card of achievement. Card number 9. Give yourself a pat on the back for all you've achieved. The time and energy you've put into your endeavors has definitely paid off. Crystals are formed over time by molecules coming together in a repeated pattern, and they are symbols of success, victory, and achievement. The crystal labradorite, I don't know why I couldn't say that, point depicted on the card is a visual representation of reaching the top, and the shape frequently appears in monuments and landmarks. Just as this stone shines in the light, you are shining bright in your own way. Release your stress and doubt. You've successfully overcome all of the challenges and difficulties you've encountered so far. This is a reminder that hard work does pay off and a triumphant time is here. Stand tall and be proud of what you've accomplished. Recognition for your work in the public eye, the successful completion of a project, graduations, engagements, milestones, and celebrations, positive results from hard work, and mastery. This is a great this is a great card, Mark. In the next week or two, I do feel like you're finally going to understand a lot of the things that you've learned, like how to put it into rational practice or practical practice, I should say, into your life. All of these things, like all of this information you've been obtaining and all of the work you've been putting in and all of the effort and the energy, it's like it's all going to hit you like a ton of bricks, but in the best possible way. I feel like you are being recognized or acknowledged for something, even if it's just by one or two people. I do see people like proudly standing by you. Your team, definitely. You have reached a spiritual height right now where you're vibrating so high, you may have issues in the next week or two with people around you coming off strangely. I think that's because their energy recognizes the change in your energy. And I always tell you guys, like, to say someone, you're not even on my level, or she's way out of my league, that's a vibration thing. That's actually a real thing. When you're vibrating at the same frequency as somebody else, and then when you raise, you're up here, you guys are not going to see eye to eye anymore. You are not going to mesh anymore. This may be a time for you to start looking for people that are on the same level, so that you can kind of level the playing field and bring these positive, amazing people who are going to continue to help you learn, grow, and change in the best possible way into your life. Because right now, I don't see many in your orbit. There are people that you kind of thought were on your side or weren't sure. And now that you're doing all these amazing things, they're suddenly seemingly turning on you. It's not really that. It's just you're not vibing anymore. What's up, Mama Cindy?
We're going to do Mark. And then we'll do her since she
I
was
just
second.
did Mark.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. So go ahead and do Mama Cindy. And then we'll do Blue Crossroads.
Mama Cindy, I'm going to use my new deck, The Wisdom of the Wild Things. This deck is so cute. What's up, sweetheart? I hope you're doing so well. Card number 21, listen to the little creature in your belly. No, this does not mean you are pregnant or with child. Card number 21, let's see what's up. Mama Cindy, what does your gut say? What is right for another may not be right for you. This is a time to test any advice or direction against your own experience. That little being that lives in your tummy will always tell you whether you're aimed in the right direction. It's essential when considering your options not to rely solely on the mental acumen of a pro-con list. Your mind only knows so much, but your heart and especially your gut are much more connected to your soul. They know so much more. Trust the emotional hits you get. What happens to your body when you consider the options? Does your heart expand, your breath deepen, your energy soar, or does your breathing get shallow, your heart shrink, your nervous system tense into a fear-shaped thing? Does the little friend in your gut grin with possibility or shrink into the depths hoping to hide? This is your guidance system at work, so trust it. I do feel as though, she said, good Lord, I do feel as though, Mama Cindy, you do have some sort of decision to make, okay? I don't know how big of a decision it is. It's obviously important enough and relevant enough in the next week or two. What's up, Jarvis? That you needed this card. Your initial reaction to this, whatever this is, say it's a yes or no thing. If your initial reaction is to say, yes, absolutely, don't do it. Stifle yourself and really sit in the energy of what you're being asked or what you're being told. I feel like it's advice you're being given to follow or not to follow. Your mind only knows so much. Your heart is the biggest deceiver. It will try to convince you of anything to make it feel loved and full. Your gut down here, your instinct, your intuition is what is going to lead you in the right direction. Now, a little bit off card, Mama Cindy, something that I'm getting, look how cute, is that I feel like you are going, like, this is something you've already experienced. Say that, I'm going to boil it down to something silly because I really don't know how else to explain it. Say that you had a really bad skydiving accident 20 years ago, and now you're asked to go skydiving again. Immediately from your experience, you're going to be like, no, not doing it. No, this is the universe saying, hold on before you give a committed response, because whatever this is might be better for you or worse for you than you initially think. Now, say you had an amazing experience 10, 15 years ago. The universe saying, here's what it is. Don't jump at the first opportunity. Sit and think in the next week or two, no major decisions or choices being made without giving some real thought to what these things are. Because I feel like if you make the wrong, quote unquote, wrong decision, it's going to set you back spiritually, emotionally, mentally, psychically for quite a while. Because it's like you're stepping back into old patterns. I don't know if this is making sense to you. I hope that it is, because it makes no sense to me. But hopefully it will resonate with you. Just be very careful of being talked into something that you really don't feel right or that you really don't feel you want to do. Don't be guilted. Don't be manipulated. Don't be shamed. Don't be, pumped up. Just feel the question. Munchie! Who's next?
Blue. Crossroads.
Blue, I'm going to use the Urban Crow. You're welcome, Mark. Thank you. Blue, you got card number 50, the card of trickery. I love this deck. It's very straight and to the point, and a lot of decks aren't like that. I don't use this one often, but when I do, I'm always glad I did. Heather B in the house. I'm not sure if I said hello to you yet or not. Blue Crossroads. Crows are known for stealing another bird's stash and then hiding it, covering it up with leaves to throw it off its tracks. Trickery brings to your attention that someone may be trying to deceive you. When trickery appears, it's a signal to be aware, to be more conscious of the actions of those around you, because someone might be trying to employ a bit of deception to get what they want from you. If you have a contract to sign, give it a closer look. There may be a clause in there that was not discussed that you may find unfavorable. Trickery takes many shapes and sizes, from the innocent trickery to get someone out of the house so that the birthday party can be prepared, to an employer using their position to get you to work overtime by promising a promotion that will never materialize. This card may also indicate that your situation could benefit from allowing for some innovative and creative thinking. A little deception for the sake of the greater good might be warranted. And I do think that's what it is here. I feel like you may have to tell some little white lies to get something that you want, and you may feel very manipulative in doing this. The universe is justifying this by letting you know that it's never going to harm you. Like, this is something that kind of needs to be done to move things forward. On the other end of this, I wouldn't sign any major contracts, obviously, without having a lawyer or somebody look it over. But at the same time, somebody is trying to, like, I see someone slip, like, I don't even want to say it because it's going to come off as perverted, and that's not where I'm at. I see someone like they're like, hey, do you want to come over for dinner Friday night? And you're like, yeah, that sounds great. What time? They're like, 7. And then when they go to leave, they give you a hug and they're like, all right, I'll see you at 7 for dinner and helping me move into my new apartment. Bye. And you're like, wait a minute. I didn't sign up for that. That slippery kind of smooth talking, to get you where they want you. Or they wait for you to show up and then they're like, oh, by the way, since you're here, I need help moving this refrigerator. Do you know what I'm saying? Be sure that you trust the people around you in the next week or two. I don't feel like this is anything like major that's going to affect you for years to come, but there is someone who's trying to be like slick with you. And I feel like you're going to spot it right off the bat. Just make sure you don't accidentally or inadvertently get talked into doing something you don't want to do. And if you do, once you get to that point, you just explain, no, this isn't what I thought it is. I'm not by. And don't worry about how that person feels. That person literally just manipulated and tricked you. We all need to stop hanging on to people like that, worried about how they're going to feel if we cut them off, even though they're the ones that are doing wrong to us, right? We have to worry about ourselves. Bat Mom, that's pretty much was it. It was like, for some reason, it might be necessary to like smooth talk someone in the next week or two. I feel like it's to like calm a situation though. I feel like that's what it is. Like telling a narcissist what they need to hear just to get them away from you so you can cut them off and go cold turkey. Something like that. Like, it's a necessary thing. The person is not going to listen unless this trickery happens.
Next is Heather B.
Yes, Miss Pixie, for sure. Heather, I'm going to use Witching Hour. Miss Pixie said, wise words for all of us. Miss Cindy says, thanks, Gemma. I usually go with my gut. Yes, it makes a lot of sense. My older brother is going through the same thing with his foot that my ex went through 22 years ago, and I'm hoping it ends differently. Focus on the positive, manifest nothing but the best. Remember, abundance is your birthright as a human being. As a spiritual being having a human experience, it's your birthright to be happy. Whatever that looks like for you, to be happy, healthy, loved. Witching herbs, nourishment, card number 27. Heather, healing, well-being, and nourishment. Tarot companion is the 10 of Wands. Herbs offer a variety of healing properties for everything from sleep to energy, detoxing to moisturizing, and hay fever to joint pain. Herbalists have been using the power of plants to facilitate healing since the dawn of time, and herbal medicine paved the way for mainstream medicine as we know it today. It may be considered folk healing and old wives' tales now, but there are many people all over the world who are benefiting from long-term herbal use. Right. The key to working with herbs is preventative maintenance and supporting the body and finding well-being rather than waiting until you don't have a choice. The Witching Herbs is urging you to find a pace that is more sustainable for your long-term well-being. So this isn't only talking about herbal medicine, okay? And I will interpret it for you. Just hang out for a minute. It'll often come to a reading when you have far too much on your plate and it's taking its toll on you. Our bodies are magnificent and capable of a great deal, but the body also needs time to rest and proper fuel to keep going. You are guided to take better care of yourself, especially of your physical body. Getting enough sleep, eating nourishing foods, and discovering ways to manage stress are vital for everyone. Heather, doing so will make your mind sharper, give you more energy, and better prepare you to manage challenges when they arise. This card also means you are not ready to welcome more into your life and need to learn to support yourself more before spirit can bring new opportunities to you. Learning to say no and meaning it. Yes, nut slap. That's exactly what I was thinking. I don't advocate for that. I absolutely hate it. But if you guys can use it and not get like a paranoid mess, good for you. Prioritize more fun, Heather. Adding more to this area of your life is ideal, but be sure to reduce other areas of your life as well. Okay, so yeah, Blue, just be careful in that. I don't really see any trouble. Like I said, it's like, it's not anything that's going to be long time. Like it, like telling someone like, yeah, I'll look over this and I'll call you next week. Like that type of thing. We're supposed to be rigorously honest, which is why something that small would come up in a reading. We're not supposed to be lying at all. All right, back to Heather. Heather, I do feel like, and I believe I had this message for Blue a week or two ago, but I do feel like there's something physically that's going on with you that you may be avoiding getting checked out, or you may be like, oh, it's no big deal. That happens all the time. Something is wrong with my knee, and every other week it will swell up to the size of a baseball, stay that way for 3 days to where I can barely walk without falling over, and then I'll wake up and suddenly it's fine. That's not normal. But because it's fine, and not hurting me anymore, I'm not thinking about it, right? So that it's something like that. It's like it keeps coming and going, but it's gone more than it's here, if that makes sense. Kind of like tooth pain. You have it for 2 days. You like, I got to make a dentist appointment. This is killing me. And then on the third day, when you get the appointment, it's no longer hurting. So who wants to go to the dentist? You cancel the freaking appointment only for it to pop up again 2 months later, worse. And you repeat that cycle. So Heather, what's up, Lotus girl? So Heather, this is something like that. Please get whatever this is checked out so it doesn't become a more long-term thing. I'm also seeing something with your diet, introducing something new into your diet. I don't know what this means. Only you will know if this resonates or not. If it doesn't resonate now, it may in the next couple of weeks. Just be careful what you're putting into your body. Okay, don't overdo it with anything. I'm currently trying to get Ozempic, and I know people are getting angry with me for that, but it's what I feel I need. And I had to lie about my height and weight, so my BMI would be higher. But then I didn't end up getting it because 1, I can't afford it right now, but 2, because I was like, well, if I had to lie to get this, maybe I don't actually need it. You know, it's something like that. I'm also seeing that you are not prioritizing yourself or prioritizing fun at all. You're definitely trying to detach from toxic situations. You're putting more work into your spirituality. You're coming in here. Maybe you're, I don't know, burning incense, or yeah, Heather, everything I've been saying right now is for you. So I hope that you heard it. This is the card. I feel like you are putting more spirituality into your life, accepting more of that, but you're not actually having fun and like refocusing your attention. It's kind of like you're just showing up, right? You're just there and you're like, okay, when this is over, I'm just going to be back to being miserable. So why even bother like having fun for this hour roller skating with friends? I don't know. You have to find things that give you joy and focus on them. You have a very toxic person, a toxic dynamic. And the more energy and effort and spirit you give this situation, the more it's going to drain and take from you. You have to be refilling somewhere else. Please take better care of yourself in all types of ways. If that means going to a doctor, a mental health professional. I'm not saying there's anything mentally wrong with you. I'm just saying, in order to become spiritually aligned and open yourself up to the best possible manifesting you could do, the most abundance, is to make sure you're spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, and psychically aligned. You have to do that by disconnecting as best you can from toxicity and all that other drama that's over here, and refocusing on your grandkids, your kids, maybe finding love again. Or, I focus on Fortnite sometimes to take my mind off things because I enjoy it and I have fun. It's the little things. And I think it's like really focusing on those little things and making them so much bigger and dimming down the toxicity. Lou Capetta, Lou Dog, you still here? Probably not, because like I said, you pop in, say hi, tell me you miss me, and then I don't hear from you for 5 years. So that was nice hello you gave me there.
Okay. Well, I don't think Nicole's here either. So
Nicole who?
Melissa Nicole. I don't know why I said Nicole.
I knew that.
So if Darling Deb's here, go ahead and do Darling Deb.
Mark, I actually didn't, but I was going to. It's the weather that stopped me, because it's like a weird temperature in my room. But I did pull all of my fancy 1950s dresses out with the petticoats and the fairy dresses and the big skirts, and I have them all set and ready to go for when I do my videos and my shorts, and to just show them off. Because you're right, I should just be my personality when I'm here and just be myself. And a lot of the times in my real life, it's hard for me to do that without being judged, possibly ridiculed, put down, not in the moment, but at a later date. But I can't worry about that. I have to be me and who I am now, not be stuck in this idea of me from 8 years ago when I was 86 pounds and addicted that someone still has of me, or that other people have of me, to keep it general. Melissa Nicole is here. So is Darling Deb.
Let's do Nicole first, since I called her first,
Okay.
then Darling Deb.
MZM. MZM, if you're here, please let us know. Melissa Nicole, I see you. I'm going to use Black Moon Lilith. So do you, Miss Munchie. We've got to give that same energy and belief to ourselves too. Believing that we got this, you can do it. It's so easy to look at others and, cheer them on and be an amazing human being and be like, here, I'm going to lend you my energy. You can do this, right? Thank you, Mark. It's all thanks to you guys lending me your energy, and just being amazing human beings. But we have to be able to turn that on ourselves too, Munchie. And this is no judgment or indictment, because I have an issue with it too. We just need to really be kinder to ourselves and be more patient, understanding, extend the same grace as we do to people who abuse us and mistreat us, giving the benefit of the doubt all the time. We need to give that energy to ourselves. MZM is also here. So this is Melissa Nicole. Quarter dozen. We were gonna recall you later anyway, so. Pluto, endings and regeneration, Melissa. Card number 31. Misalignment can manifest physically as that uneasy feeling in the pit of your stomach. Pluto can sense this and likes to break everything down and remove what no longer serves you. Melissa, it teaches us that beginnings and endings are intrinsically tied together. It's a natural cycle of life. Hidden wealth, inheritances, and debts are also a part of Pluto, indicating change in this area of your life. Allow this transformative wave to pass over you. It will wash away the shadows that have held you back from activating your light. In ancient Greco-Roman mythology, Pluto was the lord of the underworld and hidden wealth, also known as Hades in Greece. He presided over Earth's lower realms and the rich gems, minerals, and metals found in the ground. Pluto is the planetary ruler of the fixed water sign of Scorpio. Scorpio rules alchemy, sex, death, rebirth, psychology, the occult, secrets, and transformation. Thank you, MZM. Considering most people tell me that my voice sounds like a cat got hit by a train and dragged 20 miles screaming, that's amazing. So I'm sorry, Melissa, give me 1 second. So Heather B, please let me know you're getting this message. I already read for you a really long message. It was the last reading. Somebody please type this in and let her know. Card number 27, Witching Herbs. This is for Heather B. I already read it. Melissa, while it's a malefic planet and can be difficult, there is much to gain when your Pluto is integrated, as it can unlock your soul's hidden riches. Pluto is a generational planet in astrology, so each age group has the same Pluto sign. While Pluto can create chaos, it also brings to light what we have swept under the rug to be healed. Understanding Pluto in your own life is a tremendous part of shadow work, and integrating yours can lead to personal empowerment and evolution. The following is a brief alchemical guide to the area of life where you will expect ego deaths, change, karmic events, and transformative triggers. I'll just read to you guys all the years that people were born. No grandkids yet. I don't know. I guess. I don't have any either, but I'm bummed about it. Melissa, Pluto in Cancer, you weren't in 39, 58, 72. Okay, I'll start with 71 to 84. Pluto in Libra, which is relationships, equality, and love. 84 to 95, crises, death, and regeneration. And 95 to 2008, beliefs, worldview, and spirituality. Everything must come to an end, wipe the slate clean, and make space for the new. Melissa, this isn't anything you haven't heard 1,000 times. What's up, Mikey? I really feel that for as much as you've disconnected and for as much as you've come to terms with and as much as you have an understanding of this really toxic situation you're in, you're still not focusing any positive energy on reactivating yourself. You're kind of in this limbo with it. It's like, okay, I've now accepted this. I'm heartbroken. I'm devastated. I'm completely and totally over it. I'm frustrated. I'm annoyed. But what are the higher vibrational things you're feeling? How good does it feel to say, I don't care, and really mean it, at least part of the time? How good does it feel to seek validation from people that actually validate you? How about try seeking validation from yourself, right? I was just saying you're so welcome, Heather. I love you, girl. That is the hardest thing to do. So, Melissa, I feel like in the next week or two, this is really going to be a test for you, a focus on self-love, on introspection. How are you going to make sure that this doesn't ever happen to you again? In what ways are you going to and can you love yourself enough to stand your ground and say, you know what, that's a deal breaker for me, and not worry about looking weird or seeming like you're a difficult person or even having the other person say you're an uppity B word. Who cares? Being true to yourself, standing your ground. This cycle with this toxic person must come to an end. Completely, totally severing ties. Whether you've done that or not, your homework for the next 2 weeks, well, you should be doing it always, but let's try a week at a time for you to focus inward on Melissa Nicole. What does Melissa Nicole like to do? You know what I remembered last week? In one of my downtimes when I was crying and wondering why I wasn't good enough for something, I love to bowl. I love bowling. I'm going to do that for myself, and I'm going to teach my little guy how to do it. It's remembering those things about yourself that you lost along the way. I used to sing karaoke every night of the week. I didn't drink, but I loved singing karaoke. They have it up the street. My neighbor constantly tells me, I'm going to karaoke tonight. Want to come? He's like 80 years old and he's got like 5 girlfriends, and he brings one out each night. And he sends me videos of him singing while drunk. I mean, he's a good guy and he's just being friendly, but like, I want to go and do that. And the reason I bring me up is just to show you that, like, I've been there. I'm going through it. I get it. I've gone through it before. But how do we make sure as strong, powerful women that we can be independent and not validation seek from walking red flags? And I feel like having fun, remembering how beautiful, badass, amazing, and wonderful you are, go out dressed up and get that attention. That doesn't mean you have to accept any of it. Just feel it. Take it in. Let someone tell you you're beautiful when they really mean it. You know? I think you really need that. I usually would say don't validation seek from anyone but yourself, but the point you're at right now, I understand it. I relate to it. I resonate with it. Get the attention, feel good about it, but don't allow it to go any further. And then once you get the validation, start validating yourself. Man, I look gorgeous. Oh, my stomach looks so flat in this. These are the things I tell myself. It works. It really will brighten up your day. Or you know what? The best thing to do, text a friend and be like, God, I'm so ugly. They will immediately be like, girl, shut up. And it feels good to have those compliments when we've gone so long with someone who used emotional blackmail and withheld love and compliments as punishment for stating our feelings. Somebody MZM is still here. I'm going to read for Deb and maybe we can get them in.
Yes, we'll get back in order. We'll do Darling Deb, then MZM, and then after that is Miss Pixie.
All right. Miss Pixie. Miss Pixie, what can we call your followers? I have gemstones. I was thinking the Pixies, but your name is Pixie, so we gotta think of something because you have a whole pack that follows you around my channel. I love it. Hey, Ghosty and all that jazz. I love the movie Chicago. I think I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna rouge my knees. All right, Kira, no problem, and welcome.
Didn't I give you jazz hands for one of your emotes?
I was just using it before. Pixie sticks. Thank you, Batmom. Yes, that is it. The sugary sweet pixie sticks. I love it. There you go, Miss Pixie. Blue Crossroads. I'm not creative with things and stuff. I took my name from the Sons of Anarchy chick. You're so welcome and welcome. Thank you, MZM. I love your guys' vibe. We vibe off each other. All right. So this card comes up quite often, guys. Discipline, the Myrmidon. It's card number 30, and it is dangerous. So, Deb, this is like ants marching, right? Right. We're not, oh my gosh. Nut slap. Absolutely. It's not about anyone but Melissa right now. And I know that's hard because you spent how many years thinking like, what's he going to think of this? I better not say that because he's going to, I better not bring up the fact that my heart is broken because then he's going to withhold love and affection even more to punish me. That is not normal. No, Lou Dog, you're the best. We did call you for a reading. So if you do want one, stick around and we'll put you in a little bit. Card number 30. You guys are so amazing. I always feel so great when I'm with you all. Really. I
Lou,
wish that
just say yes, you want one, and I'll put you on the list.
Oh, he wants one. I've read for him before. That initial yes is all it takes. But like I said, it was probably like 3 years ago, so you don't remember. Lou is a friend that I met on MySpace, actually. Him and Nick, I met them on MySpace. All right, Darling Deb. Develop or engage your self-discipline. Use your will to get a difficult task completed. Does this resonate already? Yeah, no problem, Lou. Work together as a team. There is a time to go solo and a time to work with others to achieve a goal. Developing self-discipline can also assist with learning and leadership. Embody the change you wish to see. You know what this is talking about. Among the most powerful fighting forces in the ancient world were the men that fought under the great demigod Achilles at Troy. The other Greeks were said to be amazed at the group of brave, identically dressed soldiers who fought without fear, had incredible discipline, and were as numerous as ants. These men were known as the Myrmidon, from the word for ant. There are a number of myths concerning the origin of such men. The most well-known is that they were originally from an island called Aegina, which was named after a lover of Zeus, and so his wife Hera decided to wreak some revenge. I think they mean wreak some revenge on the inhabitants. After all, the king of the island was a son of Zeus. Hera sent a plague to kill all of the inhabitants, and she killed almost everyone except for the king and his sons who had prayed to Zeus for help. First of all, Hera is just nasty. Like, do you even know what she did to Medusa? Do you guys know the myths? Like, She was, but you know what? She was a scorned woman. Zeus was constantly cheating on her in the myths, you know? Yeah, and you're not wrong, you know? It's an ugly world right now, and we have to find our happiness and our peace any way that we can. And that's why I love this stream and I love you guys, because it's a safe space where I can just be me, and that's it, you know? So, like ants, these, oh no, I started. Zeus agreed that the king needed people to rule and saw that the island's ants had not been affected by the sickness. Zeus transformed the ants into people, and they were referred to as the Myrmidons. Like ants, these transformed people were fierce, strong, and intensely loyal to each other and their leader. The king's sons, Peleus and Telamon, ended up being exiled from the island by their father, but each took a fighting force of brown-armored Myrmidons with them. The first son of Peleus was Achilles, who inherited a fighting force of Myrmidons that he led and fought beside. The combination of the outer worldly strength and speed of Achilles and the efficiency and obedience of his forces made Achilles unbeatable on the beaches of Troy. Sadly, they could not save their leader from being shot in his only vulnerable spot, his heel, and killed. Do you guys know why? Or like how Achilles, like everything was impenetrable except his heel? When his mother dipped him in whatever water she dipped him in, it was like this magical stuff that would like protect him and shield him, made his body basically a shield. He was an infant. She held him by the heel, by the Achilles tendon, which we now call it, and dipped him in and pulled him out. And that spot that was covered by her fingers did not get wet. So it didn't get covered or shielded. That's why he was vulnerable there. While developing discipline seems an unfashionable process in today's world, Deb, there is no doubt that having self-discipline develops character and assists with time management and the achievement of your goals. In some ways, paradoxically, developing schedules that guide us enables us to have more freedom and time, not less. Your plant companion is the peony, and your crystal companion was bronzite. Yes, you know how I learned all this? From these dang cards. Yeah, as much of me as YouTube will allow, let's be real. That's why I put that short up. It was like 4 seconds long, and it's like how I feel most of the time. It's like, I do cuss. You guys liked that one. Deb, what does this mean to you? I know you already know what it means. You have a war that's been waged and a battle that you're fighting, a spiritual one that you are constantly aware of and on alert for, on guard. In the next week or two, we're going to be finalizing this in the next couple of days. But the thing is, how are you going to get your energy back to where it was without this hyper awareness of the darkness around you? Simple. It won't be around you anymore. Now you have to worry about the human beings around you and their darkness that they're dealing with. And again, I recommend disengagement. Help them as much as you can, be there for them, but do not take on the brunt of their energy. You are being protected by the universe right now. Your team, your guides, they're all here. They're all ready to help you go to battle. The war that we waged, you and I, against this thing, this is a literal physical being that has, you know, put someone Deb is close to under attack. And we've been working on, you know, dealing with that. And I feel like this is very significant since Sunday is the last and final step, and you get the Myrmidon, the soldiers, the impenetrable force. Keep praying, stop hoping, start knowing. This is done. Take your house back, take your life back, take your husband back, take your energy back, take your spirit back. This is just reinforcement that you got this. I don't know what bronzite is. I don't have any. So if you want to look that up. She's like, the way he was dipped. I already know, girl. Yeah, bring it on. Exactly. And keep that feeling. I know it's hard because you are under attack. You're being drained right now. You're being confused, mentally foggy, being made to sleep later than normal, not being motivated. That all is a part of this attack. Nutslap, you know what? I might do that. I love Greek mythology, Roman mythology, Greek mythology. It doesn't matter. Like, I love any kind of history. Myths and legends and real proper history. I mean, obviously, I'm one of those Hamilton freaks, as I was called recently. You must look pretty. Goldschlager. Is that what you're trying to say? Goldschlager? Oh my God, I don't know. Who is next?
Do MZM next, and then Miss Pixie.
Okay, and then Lou.
Yes, I got
Can
it all.
we do that?
Good.
Okay. I know you do. I'm just asking. Okay, so what is it? MGZ?
MZM.
MZM, sorry. So let me tell you guys really quick. This is Gemma story hour, but it's not going to take an hour. My mom, my sister, and I go shopping at the mall, which is the closest mall to all of us. MZM, I'll be right with you, I promise, but I'm a jabberjaws. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. So we go into this restaurant. My sister's raving about it. I don't remember what it was called, but it was kind of like a pub. Like you can get pretzels and like beer cheese and things like that. It looked really good. So I got some crab legs and a baked potato and some veggies. My sister got crab legs, a baked potato. My mom ordered a specialty burger that had this like nacho cheese stuff on it, but it wasn't nacho cheese, but it was like that. So my mom points to it, which I know waiters and waitresses, I was one for 15 or 16 years. You're not supposed to point to the stuff, but my mom does. She's old school. And you could tell the waitress was new. She handed me my plate and wouldn't stop putting it until I grabbed it, which you never do that, ever. When she gave me my cocktail sauce, her finger, I could see that her finger had dipped in it. But here was the issue. We didn't care. We thought it was funny. We were having a good time. My mom said the name of the burger, pointed to it. The girl repeated it back. My sister said, the nacho cheese that you put on that burger, can you put it on my broccoli? The girl goes, yeah, absolutely. Repeats the name of the cheese. She brings out my mom's burger and says, now this is like 5 minutes after my sister and I got our food. She says, I'm sorry, but I'm just waiting for the fries. I didn't want the burger to sit. Okay, we were thrown off by that, but okay, makes sense. She wanted us all eating together. Then my sister goes, that is not the right burger. Not the right burger at all. It had like some brown gravy and I don't know. So we're like, that's, not right. And the girl's like, oh, it's not. So now at this point you grab the menu, right? And you look. Didn't do that. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I was told that like, it's like considered rude. Like you can just say it. The waiters and waitresses are supposed to know the whole menu. So you don't have to point to it. It's not really like a you thing. It's like, the waiter should know their stuff enough that you shouldn't feel you have to point. I don't know. I opened a couple Zin burgers. So my mom goes, it's supposed to have, frizzled onions on it. It's supposed to have this cheese. And the girl goes, oh, okay, the barbecue burger. And I'm like, no, it's not a barbecue burger. Can you please get the menu? She's like, no, I know which one you're talking about now. 10 minutes later, she brings out the wrong burger. She doesn't say, I'm sorry. She goes, oh, that's not it. And we're like, no. And then we had to get the menu. We had to ask her for a menu, point it out. She was so disinterested. Still tipped her 20%. But I definitely did complain to the manager. I'm like, is she brand new? Like, she's obviously new. But we tipped her because we didn't want her to think we were in there, like trying to get something for free. But I told him, I'm like, she handed me my plate. She had such a bad attitude. Like, she didn't once apologize. She was like she didn't want to be bothered. Like it was too much for her. So that was our experience. Sorry, MZM. I do tend to do that. MZM, do you identify as male or female? And the reason I'm asking is because certain decks click more with female energy and certain decks are more for male energy, not because I actually care. If you don't want to tell me, just say I'd rather not say, and that's fine too. I was actually an awesome waitress. I was told by so many people that I was the best waitress they ever had. I used to take certain painkillers before I went to work. So that probably explains a lot. Okay. MZM, I am using the Lantern Oracle. Yeah, she definitely got a talking to. I did hear he was so nice, this guy. And he was so apologetic. And he's like, I took it off the bill. I was like, no, we don't want it. We don't want it off the bill. We're like, we want to make sure this is about her behavior and not about, anything else. Like, we're still tipping her. We're still, we're still, we just want you to know she's a horrible waitress. Okay, that would be too many cards, but that is probably also the universe telling me to shut up and start reading. So I'm going to do that. Yep, yep. I identify as huge and single. I identify as a millionaire. Like if my credit card declines, I'm just going to be like, nope, I'm a millionaire. You have to agree with me. Okay. MZM. Card number 4, strength of vulnerability. True power lies at the root of a perceived weakness. Let's see what this is about. This sounds awesome. Feelings of vulnerability arise when we are treated as if we are, or we believe ourselves to be, incapable of adequately protecting or providing for ourselves. It may be that we feel somewhat dependent or insecure in a relationship, intimate, social, or familial, profession, situation, or place. Our vulnerability presents us with fears and the uncertainty we need to confront and overcome in our personal development. Therefore, what frightens us can be used as the catalyst to discovering our inner resources and the capacity to self-empower and outgrow any perceived limitations. If we listen to and accept our feelings of weakness and what seems threatening, we can identify effective ways to prepare and learn to support ourselves to survive them, master them, and thrive beyond them. As the maiden, MZM, you are the warrior. Your life experiences and current resources are not random, but perfectly equip you to take on whatever makes you feel vulnerable. You are at the threshold of realizing your inherent strength. To know what you are capable of involves daring to experience the full spectrum of yourself. It could help to ask yourself, how would I handle this situation if I did not feel inadequate? In what ways can my current feelings of vulnerability be perceived as a strength? Write down your answers before further asking yourself, how can I creatively mobilize this strength to make me feel confident in taking the necessary steps to confront or navigate my way beyond what feels threatening to me? The maiden encourages you to recognize your vulnerability as a training ground for developing the necessary skills, resources, and support network to gain a sense of self-mastery and strength over any perceived weakness. Maiden's message, your vulnerability is where you recognize your power. So this is actually a really intense reading for you, MZM, and I'm so glad that you're here, and I'm so glad that you came into this space, because normally when people do, they're actually led here, okay? They are brought here by spirit, by the universe, to participate in what I'm doing because they're at a crossroads or a precipice, right? You are about to enter a period in your life, whether it be a relationship, a new job, a move. There is something changing very rapidly. It could be something inside of you, okay? I feel like what you need to do in whatever this situation is that has you feeling helpless, hopeless, very vulnerable, very weakened, maybe, what you need to do is step outside of it. And I'm trying to think, because whoever you love most in the world, I'm just saying you have a daughter, you might not, but I'm just using this as an example. Say your daughter was in the exact same situation, going through the exact same thing. What advice would you give her, right? You would give her your best advice. It's the person, say, you love most in the world. Whoever that person is, what would you tell them to do? And then you have to take that advice for yourself, because we never, usually 99.999% of the time, do not love ourselves as much as we love the person we love the most. And sometimes that's very problematic because that person is toxic. In whatever this situation is, I really want you to focus on the things that you can do. Not like, okay, well, I know that I need to get a new job, but I can't leave right now until I have one lined up. And I can't look for a new job because I never have any time. Yeah, but what can you do? Can you stay up an hour late at night and sacrifice that sleep to try to look for another job? Do you know what I mean? Instead of focusing on the negatives, the fact that your boss is an a-hole, your partner, doesn't contribute, whatever this is for you, because you got to focus on the positive and the blessings that you do have, because I feel as though you're going through a spiritual awakening. And before the awakening comes the dark night of the soul. This is where you get hit by problem after problem after problem after problem. If you're not aligned and connected spiritually, you are going to suffer greatly, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and psychically. And the only way for you, MZM, in the next week or two, as far as I can see right now, you're really going to have to be your own best friend. champion yourself. Take your own good advice. And don't listen to people. There are going to be people, I'm hearing it so loud in my head right now, that are like, that's a bad idea. Don't do that. Why would you do that? They don't know the whole story. There's a part of your story of what's going on with you right now that you don't tell a lot of people about. It's something private. Maybe it's shameful. Maybe it's embarrassing. Maybe you just don't have people to tell. So when people start coming at you, and some people are going to, once you start doing better, feeling better, being happier, there are going to be people that are going to judge you. Don't listen to a word they're saying. They're down here, you're up here. That doesn't mean you're better than them. That means you're vibrating higher spiritually. Keep focusing on the positive of the situation. There's always a silver lining. Even if it's, well, I know for a fact that in 3 years, I'll have saved up enough money to buy my own house and I can move out of my parents because my mom is very toxic. And there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. The universe works on an eternal timeline, not on our Gregorian calendar, unfortunately. So things take a really long time to manifest. But if you plant the seeds right now with that attitude of gratitude, I hate even saying that, then in a year, 2 years, you are going to be in so much better of a place, again, physically, emotionally, spiritually, psychically, mentally, that you're not even going to recognize who you were at this point. But the only way to get from point A to point B is to manifest it for yourself. Believe in yourself, trust in yourself. I look at myself in the mirror when I'm feeling down and I tell myself how awesome I am. Self-care is not selfish, guys. We were taught, oh, you got to give people the shirt off your back. You got to give them the food out your mouth. Otherwise, you're selfish. No, that is not true. If we don't take care of ourselves first and foremost before anybody else, we will have nothing left at the end of the day to give. We will be empty vessels, useless. MZM, don't wait for someone else to fan your flame. Fan your own, girl. Especially in the next week or two. Some hard times are going to hit, but if you can keep what I said in the back of your head and focus on what's great about you, loving on yourself, and all of the great things you're going to have because of the hard work you're putting in, you are going to be golden, baby. Paranormal Highway. All right, Miss Pixie. I'm going to use Witching Hour. Loving this deck, by the way. MCM, I'm glad to hear it. Please don't let anyone take you out of that space in the next week or two. There's someone who's like, just can't stand seeing you happy, and they are going to do whatever it takes to try to bring you down. Even if it works, don't let them see it. Don't give them that energy. Don't give them that satisfaction. They definitely don't deserve it. And once they realize it's not affecting you, they'll go kick rocks, and you can just continue on your merry little loving on yourself way. You are so welcome. Thank you for coming in and for hanging out. So cool. Eric, if you want a quick reading, let me know. We can squeeze you in before you sneak back out of here. Eric, wasn't I supposed to go on your show? I was just reminded of that. Like, or am I tripping? I'm tripping. I could have swore I spoke to you and we're like, yeah, we're going to do that. But then we never set a date. I don't know. I'm tripping. All right, Miss Pixie, the forests, seeing the bigger picture, card number 8. I turned right to it. Yeah, all right. I'll message you. I'm pretty sure we talked about it, and then we probably both just like wandered off mentally, as us YouTubers tend to do. Yeah, I'll hit you up. We should definitely do that. Thank you, MZM. It's not me. It's definitely your team that's here. I'm just the messenger, but thank you. I do appreciate that. I'm glad to be able to help. It's the whole point of why I do this. Lara, seeing the bigger picture, holding the vision, working towards a goal. The tarot companions are the 3 of Wands and the King of Wands. There is a saying, you can't see the forest for the trees. It means don't get so caught up in the details that you miss the bigger picture. Every day is full of little things that move the needle more or less towards a good day. Some days will be dramatic, chaotic, and full of what feels like 1,000 tiny spiritual cuts. And in those moments, Lara, you may feel an overwhelming need to give up, change direction, or go back to what feels safe and comfortable. Another meaning is that you are focused on minor details like choosing a name for a business when you could be planning major things, such as what you'll sell, setting up your website, or clever marketing ideas. You may stress about a small blemish in your new home instead of rejoicing in the home itself. There's so much more to do and see if you zoom out to see the bigger picture. Don't give up just yet, Lara. You'll get past your challenges and soon they'll be a distant memory. If you're stuck, or have yet to work out the solution to a problem, shift your focus to something else. Keep yourself busy with things that are fun, easy to do, or feel more like play. And when you need to restore your hope, revisit your goals and remind yourself why your challenges will be worth it in the end. So get out of your comfort zone. What you are doing now isn't working in a certain area, and you need to seek out new methods. Alternatively, it may be time to revisit some of your goals. Do they need to change or evolve? I don't think it's the first one. I think that it's just like you are evolving spiritually and you're doing it big time, right? So, Lara, that means that as your goals become more obtainable or attainable, you should be focusing on like the big picture of where that goal is going to take you. What do you want to do next? What are you trying to manifest versus what are you actually manifesting? I do feel like there's still a lot of vulnerability here, Lara. There's still a lot of imposter syndrome. There's something that's happening with you that you're so excited about and that you're really hopeful for and amped up about and just super proud. But then there's a part of you that's like, this is as good as it gets. There's like this whittling in your head. I don't know how else to explain it. Here's the thing. I do feel like you have to look at some plans that you made as far as like some big project that you're working on, something that you're doing. Yes, think global domination. And see where you can evolve those ideas to bigger and better things. Right now, I feel like you're focusing on small. I do. I do totally get it. You're like playing small. You're protecting your hand, right? Like in poker, you're going to play small because you're not really sure what's going on around you. The universe is like, in the next week or two, it's time to just show your hand, right? This isn't lay it all out on the line for everyone to see, but for the people involved that maybe need to know what your next, if you put your plans out there, there might be people that can help you be like, oh, we can do this, we can do that. And now you have a whole team of people rooting for you, right? And you have your pixie sticks. I feel like you're just being a little too guarded with what you want to do for fear that you will lose everything you've already gained, because everything you already gained is so fantastic to you and so much more than you ever thought that you want to hold on to it. But the thing is, you have to grow, you have to change, you have to evolve. And the universe is ready to allow you to do that, but you have to open up and be accepting, be willing to take some small risks and show your hand. Tell the universe, show the universe what it is that you want in the long run. What is your 10-year plan? Once I put my 10-year plan out there to my guides, my team, and to the universe, I have been able to see it in my mind's eye and focus on it every single day when I'm down, when I'm sad, when I'm upset, when I feel like an imposter, when I'm criticized, when I'm hurt. I just think of that spiritual retreat and the beach house. And being independently wealthy. I got to be honest, money is a big thing for me that I'm always trying to manifest. Yes, put it out there. Talk to at least one person you trust, but I'm seeing it like a poker table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is something to do with 5. I don't know if it's 5 people. I don't know if it's the number 5. If it's happening in May, if it's happening on the 5th of a month, there's something here. I think it might be a group of 5 people, maybe. Like maybe these are the closest people to you or the people you trust the most. There's something here that you just need to talk about. You need to put it out there. The universe will respond because you're vibrating very high. Otherwise, you're just a little intimidated by kind of what you've become, if that makes sense. Like when I put the wigs on and dress up, I love it, but sometimes I intimidate myself. I'm like, oh crap, I'm Gemma, right? Who do I think I am? And then I have to tell myself I'm a badass. And all I have to do is go in the comment section, right? And just feel the love from people that I've helped and that have helped me. I understand it. Trust me. You are at like peak perfection manifesting power right now. Don't waste it. Sneaky Eris. Who's next?
Lou, sorry, I was writing Harris now.
Why is there fuzzies keep getting in my mouth? I think because I'm wiping my vape with a tissue. Because my lip gloss is like burny. Oh, thank you, Paranormal Highway. Yes, Lou, you are next. He said me. Lara, I'll be praying for you as always. I always say a prayer over the chat once I exit the stream. I pray over the comments, and I individually pray for you guys when you need it most. Bat Mom, I was fervently praying for you last week. You're so welcome. I love you. You're my big sister, of course. All right, Sir Lou. I'm going to use the Divine Circus. You guys are so sweet. You know what, Bat Mom? It's still a plan. And it's not impossible for it to happen in 10 years. You just have to believe in it. You have to focus on it. You have to give it all you got, regardless of how it makes other people feel. Yes, Mark, I do. That's part of my opening, to keep only like higher vibrational spirit, like the teams, the guides in, and not random people's dead. Otherwise, all of your grandmas, grandpas, aunts, and uncles would also be in here. Sometimes that does happen. And that's usually when I don't have enough time to properly prepare for this stream. A lot more preparation goes into this than I think a lot of you guys think. And there's a lot. Then do it. Do it. There's a lot more going on behind my computer too than I think you guys realize. It's literally like a do. Yes, not I want. I desire, I will. And sometimes you can act like it's already happening. Gemma and the hologram. Oh, Gem. Yes, Gem. All right, Lou. The juggler. This makes sense right off the bat. Card number 30. Okay, you want to give me 30? I went from 31 to 29. Okay. Lou Dog, you are capable of many things, and you are too important an asset to the plan of love on this planet to be left idle. So life, the universe, and your own creative urges will ask a lot of you at this time. There will be many inspirations, ideas, and dreams that you'll yearn to bring to life into the world. You might wonder if it's all a bit too much for any one person to handle sometimes. You might feel like you are juggling so much already that if even one more demand or idea comes through and is placed on you, you'll drop the balls already in the air and the whole damn thing will come undone. The juggler is the master multitasker. He brings the skills, wisdom, and tricks you need to not only successfully bring to life all of your current dreams and ideals, but to be open to even more flowing through you. How can you do this without becoming overwhelmed? How can you do this without becoming drained or exhausted? How can you do this without getting stuck in fantasy and failing to really launch, ground, and build each idea in the physical world, going through the rigors of taking a dream and turning it into a reality? He has the inside track. He knows these tricks on how to make this work. First, Lou, if you're overwhelmed, you're letting yourself get ahead of yourself, allowing your mind to move too far into the future. Bring it back to now, to just what can be done right now. Like, let tomorrow take care of itself. Secondly, prioritize. What do you need to do most today and what can be left until later? And thirdly, remember that the Divine Circus is a troupe, a group filled with solo performers, but it is with their efforts combined that the magic of the circus is created. Lou, be sure to ask for help and remember that your individual success is actually part of a greater group success. The universe wants you to succeed. It will keep an eye on the pots on the boil whilst you stir the one that's bubbling over now. The juggler lets you know that you are going to manage all that is going on in your life if you remember to stay present and relax, deal with what is immediately happening, and not worry about any other distractions. The more you do this, the more your juggling skills will improve. You'll not only handle all that's currently going on, but when another opportunity heads your way, you'll add it to the mix with grace rather than ending up with egg all over your face. You are definitely becoming overwhelmed. Hey, Black Dragon. And if you're not, it's coming in the next week or two. Lou, I feel like you've not only taken on too much for yourself, you're having a lot more being put on you. there is someone in your orbit that it's like, as soon as you're doing really well, I see them like they're like raining on your parade all the time. It's like, oh, really? You achieved that? Well, what about the time you failed and didn't do this? You know, we don't need people like this around us. You definitely need to separate yourself as best you can, depending on who this person is to you, from this type of negative, lower vibrational, jealous energy. If someone doesn't want to see you happy, they have no reason to ever be around you. If it's a situation you can't change right now, then you have to figure out how to emotionally detach if you can't physically escape. Now, here's what I see. There's an opportunity coming in for you that you've been working towards and waiting for, trying to manifest for a really long time. It's a small step to the bigger goal. It's coming in within the next month. So by June, you will have been offered whatever this is, either by the universe, by another person, a company, whatever it is you're looking for. Now, there's going to be a part of you that doesn't want to touch this. First of all, it seems so big, so bright, like so much. Yes, I'm finally achieving this, but oh my God, I don't know how to do this. The universe is saying, like, stop worrying about the intricate details. Stop worrying about the hows and the whys. Just accept the dang offer. Take the first step towards your dream. Don't let anyone tell you you don't deserve it or anything negative. Trust that the universe will take care of whatever comes next. And what is meant to be in your life will be. And who is meant to be in your life will be. Stop trying to force relationships, situations, and just experiences that no longer fit. They don't serve you anymore. They've served their purpose in the lessons they've taught you and the other people or person involved. And that's that. It's time to move on. In the next month, if you receive a major offer, something you've been waiting for, whether it's about a job, whatever it's about, could be a relationship, take it immediately. If that's your first instinct to do so. Don't procrastinate. Don't overthink it. Think about right now, how would you feel if you accepted that offer? Then take it. Guys, I've got to use the potty. I shall return. Sitting on
Does that mean I have to talk now?
I would appreciate it. I don't like silence.
Blah, 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 blah. Hello, everybody that's come in. Black Dragon, Eris, sneaky old Eris. I haven't seen a Grey Wolf, but she's been posting a lot off and on, so on Facebook. So I know she's doing pretty good. And Jarvis, okay, the order's going to be Nut Slap, Jarvis, and then Munchie Chipmunk. Those are the next three. I hope everybody's having a good evening, having a wonderful night. I don't know if I am or not yet. We'll tell you here in a little while. But yeah, what's up? What's up? And then no, you can't leave. You can't leave me here. I'll make sure she sees that, Lou. I'm not gonna roar. There's no way. Not with after the way I was Tuesday. My voice still's been kind of screwed up. You like that list? Yeah, you're next, Nut Slap. So Jarvis and Munchies. It sounds good. Hello, Darkness, my old friend. Yep.
Oh,
it is my old friend. I'll go.
Kill a demonic Sir Ryan in the house. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I wanted to acknowledge.
You're fine.
Hello, Darkness, my friend. I didn't want to forget to say hi to Killer Demonics. If I don't say what I'm thinking right in the moment, I will forget. So that's kind of why I do interrupt a lot. But I do apologize because when I go back and listen, I always cringe. I'm like, oh, definitely interrupted him again. Or you'll say something funny. I don't even hear you. So when I go back, I don't even react. And I'm like, I didn't even hear it. Lou, I'm so glad that you enjoyed that. That's awesome. Killa Demonics, welcome back. I may go downstairs and grab some chips in a few minutes, depending on how long we're here. But for now, who is next?
Next is Nut Slap. I'm always ghosted. I get used to it. It's the way it is.
No. Nutslap, I'm going to use the Shaman's Dream.
That's why I hang out in the dark corner.
My photo keeps changing to yours, and it's like very irritating. But I know how to fix it now, so at least there's that. Let me see, is it still like that? I don't know.
What's going on?
I was seeing if my picture was still there, if it turned back into a dragon. It's like it turns into a dragon at midnight. I know how to fix it now, though, so it's not a big deal. If you remember Tuesday when I popped in on audio when RJ and I were sick, I was able to fix it. So
yeah, but then you switched me to you.
I don't know. It's like we can't have our own. Like I said, it's not really a big deal now that I know how to quickly just change it. Hollow bone, teachability. I don't know what this is. Feels right though. All right. Card number 28. Oh, I opened right to it. I am on fire tonight. Damn. Got my labradorite, kyanite, and quartz necklace. It's a very heavy necklace, but I do like it. Nomio! Nutslap, teachability, humility, being empty so that the wind of spirit can breathe through you. The hollow wing bone of an eagle is a flute for the shamans. The appearance of the hollow bone invites you to become empty of your notions of who you are, to check that ego at the door, and to know that this is not about you, dude. Relinquish your need to be right and to express an opinion, as this will not change anything right now. You are being called to practice humility. Hollow yourself out and hear the wind blow through you and play you like a flute. Nutslap, you will learn the language of the squall and the storm and understand the message in the summer breeze. There is an important communication that's waiting for you. Humility is the swiftest path for you to become like hollow bone. Drop all notions and titles that bolster your ego. Eliminate the doer and allow things to happen of their own accord. Remember that you can accomplish most anything if you're willing to let someone else take credit for it. Hollow bone has come to caution you to believe only 50% of what others think and only 10% of what you think. Trust your experience, not what you have read in sacred books or holy text. This will allow you to turn apparent danger into opportunity. Remember that you are an insignificant grain of sand in the grand scheme of life, and as important as the brightest sun. MZM, good night or good day. Have a great rest. Rest well. Dream sweet. And hopefully we'll see you next week and maybe in the comments. All right. Nutslap, what this is saying is you're going to be being challenged in the next 2 weeks, but it's not anything like you normally deal with. I feel like there's the communication that's coming in, that could be electronic. It could be someone coming right to your face to tell you something or ask something of you or give you something. It's really important that you stay on top of like getting back to people, checking emails, checking texts. Someone has something to tell you. It's like an important offer, or your initial instinct is going to be to immediately shut this person down. What the universe is saying is forget about what you're thinking. Forget about your initial reaction. That's like the fight or flight, because whatever this is and or whoever this is makes you very uncomfortable. I don't feel like this is coming from someone you consider a friend, but it is something that if you can check your ego at the door, let bygones be bygones, it can end up being a really important opportunity for you to move forward, not only spiritually, but in your life. So I don't know if this is like a higher paying job. There's something here that you want that's involved and looped in with this, but you have to offer grace to the person who's bringing the communication in before you can even receive it. So here's the deal. In the next week or two, try to be as open and receptive as possible to people who are calling you, texting you. And specifically, like, I don't really know how to explain what I'm seeing, but it's like someone laying something out on the table. Like, look, it's all here. It's exactly what you asked for. So the problem is you can't stand like the person or something related to the person. You have to let that go. If you don't want to, then you can refuse and resist altogether. But I'm telling you, whatever this offer is down the line, years from now, months from now, not days or weeks, but months and or years, you are going to regret it, because this is going to be your jumping off point to making your final dreams and goals come true, meaning the highest that you're aiming for right now. Because of course, once you get there, you'll have even more loftier goals, right? Don't judge a book by its cover, and don't judge anyone by their past in the next week or two. I would never say let something go that someone did to you that bothered you or hurt you. But for some reason in this situation, it's like imperative, not that you forgive and forget, and not even that you forgive, just that you hear the person out. I feel like there is a major opportunity here for you if you're willing to do so without like punching them in the face. Smoochy, smoochy. I think I got a really good crowd considering SOR. Where's Lotus in this?
I've got her listed as timestamp. I was just figuring you'd do her last with KC.
That's
Chris,
perfectly fine.
KC is next. Not KC. Not Chris Jarvis is next.
Not Chris Jarvis.
I'm all
nice.
mixed up.
All right. Jarvis, let's use the Vampire Oracle. It'll resonate. It'll come to you when the offer or the opportunity comes to you via, I think it's going to be electronic communication, honestly. But I also see someone in your face handing you something, so I don't know. It could be two separate things, and you have to make a decision between them. The universe doesn't want you to make a decision about the opportunity or the offers based on who's presenting them. It could be that too. Hope, anticipation, bright prospects, and wish. Card number 43. The vampires speak. This little creature, the small one, a vampire with a heart and soul, is surrounded by death, by endings, and by sadness, by the void, and by those who have left her. Like you, she's facing the darkness within others and within life, and she feels utterly alone. But what she has with her, thank you, Black Dragon. I really do appreciate that. But what she has with her is the ability to hope, and she chooses this. It's not something that is always easy, but she has a lit candle in the deep darkness upon a heap of skulls and nothing else, and she has struck a light and held up that light. She is quietly defiant in the face of death, of change, of silence, of loneliness, of criticism, and of great dilemma. If this card finds you at this time, Chris, you are being asked to rise above those who are giving in to the hopelessness and to the negativity. It doesn't ask you to be falsely hopeful or to put on a happy face and refuse to face what must be faced. It asks you to be hopeful. You do not know yet the outcome. You do not know yet what will happen next, but what you can be assured of is that this hope that you have the capacity to create will sustain you in a time of great difficulty. Keep it strong, quiet, small. Face what you must face, do what must be done, and know that, yes, the situation is difficult, Chris. There's no doubt about that at all. But we vampires ask you to know that one of the most beautiful and life-affirming things any of us can do is to refuse to give in. And not only that, to do what must be done with hope. That light will attract help, intervention, assistance, and our admiration and respect, which in turn will deliver more assistance. You know there's some optimism you can create. You know that you are the bearer of the torch of the light in this circumstance. And you know this hope will warm, inspire, and nurture others. Lighten up the world within. Lighten up the world you are within. Strike the light and watch the shadows and dangers recede to the corners. Keep the flame burning. Blessing. Your ability to create possibilities in a seemingly hopeless and difficult situation brings out the best in others, which has a very strong ripple effect. You have manifested change through this hopefulness. Curse. Without hope, we lose heart. If hope feels futile for you, know that the act of hoping of choosing to believe there are still reasons to look forward with optimism will create a more positive outcome than you are looking at in the present moment. You will soon have hope, which will make whatever is taking place at this moment easier to bear. This hardship is impermanent, and tomorrow will be better. Okay. So, Chris, you're definitely either involved in or about to become entrenched in a very difficult situation. I feel like there are other people involved, and these people are looking to you to see like how you're going to react. I don't know why. I just see you as like in a little bit elevated of a position, and someone's looking to you. Whether there are people around you in this or not, whether this is a group thing or not, to focus only on you, Chris, what I would say is you don't know the outcome. And we have to remember that we're on our timeline and the universe is on its eternal timeline. I feel like you have been trying at whatever this is for so long that you no longer wish to try anymore, which is perfectly reasonable, right? Eventually to give up after so long of having no results or not getting the results you want in and with something. However, in this particular case, if you can just fake it till you make it in the next week or two, if you can just say out loud, like, I know, not hope even, I know things are going to get better. I know that this is going to happen for me. I'm so happy. Focus on the blessings you do have. Focus on the outcomes that were positive. Stay in the most positive mind frame and space you can in the next week or two. And by the third week, the fourth week of this, you are going to see amazing changes. Even if none of your manifestations came true yet, just how you feel in and about yourself in your own spirit is going to be like you're completely transcended. There's something here like a switch that you have to flip from negative to positive. It's like you're seeing everything almost in this not really negative light. Like you're not being mean about anything. You're just like, oh, I'm not going to buy a lottery ticket because there's no possible way I'm going to win. You've got to be in it to win it, right? I'm not saying gamble. But what I mean is if you don't try, then you'll never know. If you do try and you fail, at least you know that you tried. Whatever this is that you're about to give up on, don't, because it is going to come to fruition for you. I just can't see when. It's far enough. Like I can usually see up to 6 months. It's definitely further than that. So I don't know. But you have to keep hope alive. You have to keep willing whatever this is into existence and bringing it to you. Anyone around you who's like being a downer, get away from them. Detach, even just for the time being, because they are the ones that are helping more than anything else block your ability to manifest whatever this is.
And next is Munchie Chipmunk.
Munchie girl, I'm going to use the Halloween Oracle. You're welcome, sweetie. Thank you. By the way, guys, for a couple of you, I do ghost in chat sometimes in my pre-recorded videos. And I want to say thank you for offering to hand out slaps and to everyone for defending my honor or protecting my honor, and for the rest of you for making me giggle and making me feel good about myself on Monday in the second video. I won't mention any names like Mike J. I'm just saying. You guys are hilarious. I was watching and giggling the whole time. All right, Miss Munchie. Oh, Aunt Edna, faux show. Aren't you the one? Oh, Miss Pixie, thank you so much. Thank you. Aren't you the one that said like how wild that vampire story was that I told with the little boy who saw it in the woods, right? There are more vampire encounters in my Campfire Stories books that were insane, and I think I'm going to read from them soon. Miss Pixie, thank you. Black Dragon, thank you. Thank you to anyone who donates PayPal or Cash App. Every little bit helps. No, don't be sorry. I'm stoked about it. I'm not upset at all. I'm just kind of teasing you guys because I did happen to pop in to see who was in there. I was like, all right, I guess I look pretty. You guys are funny. Okay, Miss Munchie, you got forgiveness, reducing burden. All right. Hey, when it's alphabetical order and then I like have to think. Guys, Munchie, just give me 1 second. I've been watching these live streams lately of these. Yeah, yeah, and I saw it. I saw it. It was funny though. It wasn't. I didn't feel any type of negative way. I thought it was. Yeah, and you said that too. It's totally fine. I'm only kidding. It was entertainment. Oh, I've been watching these live streams lately where like people who are so huge on YouTube. I'm talking like hundreds of thousands of subscribers, even millions or a million. And they're doing these live streams and they won't acknowledge anyone in the chat unless they pay. So if you pay $5, they'll mention your name. If you pay $50, they'll answer your question. The actual nerve of these people. I don't know who would be messaging me that can get through my block. So just give me 1 second. Munchie, I'm so sorry. I'll be right with you. Mainly it's my kids and my mom. So I just want to make sure. Oh, it's my sister. Guys, I'm so sorry. I'll be back in 1 second.
Yep, that's what she does. Okay, next after this will be Mike J, then Kara Ellis. Hello, welcome. I'm going to type it and put in chat too. Kara, thank you for coming. If you're still here, let me know. But you'll be after Mike. Then I don't know if Eric's still here. If Eric's not here, then Mr. Mana, Mr. Sneaky himself. Well, let's start with those two. I'll put them in chat. Yeah. It's sisters, got to answer that phone. So, but yeah, I hope everybody's still having a good night. Trying to keep things going here. Wasn't being just or just a little barking. Hey, I was in on that too, Mike. Don't feel bad. I made my comments too. The look into my eyes. That was long enough. Yeah, I got a haircut. I needed it. I like my hair long, but it does the wave thing and it drives me nuts. Hi, Ashley. Welcome, dear.
I am so sorry, guys. Okay, what's up, Ashley? Munchie, I'm sorry about that. It was my boss and it was an issue, so had to jump on that. Okay, a wrong is done. Consequences you cannot deny, but to hold a grudge is to drink poison and think that the other person will die. Being a cold season festival, Halloween is the perfect time to pause and think about how things actually are in our lives and what heavy burdens we do not wish to carry through these harder and leaner times. Some of this heavy heartedness may relate to old relationships or grievances. Some may relate to negative feelings we hold on to tightly about others, and even a lack of compassion for the mistakes, quote unquote, we have ourselves made. It's said that it takes a big person to apologize, but in many ways, it takes an even bigger person to forgive. When we hold grudges, the negative energy is incredibly toxic. It's like drinking a poison and expecting the other unforgiven person to die. Whilst we may even harbor feelings of revenge, and to be honest, that does feel good for a little while. Munchie, it's important that we move those feelings along to forgiveness and release as soon as possible for our own health and for our own well-being. If you have chosen this card, think about who it is that you could be forgiving, and that includes yourself. So let's talk about one thing in particular. There's two sides to this coin here, or to this card, I should say. First of all, I say this all the time. Forgiveness does not have to equal reconciliation. You can forgive someone without them even knowing you forgave them. Munchie, there is a situation here that the universe is requiring before you can move any further into your dream, your goal, your ambition in your life. You have to let this go. That's not to forget it. That's not to, advocate that what was done to you is right. It's just to acknowledge it was toxic. It was that person's problem, not mine. obviously for them to do something like that, there's something wrong with them, right? I'm getting a little picture in my head. So move on from it. When you move on from it and you offer forgiveness, again, you don't have to let them know you're offering it unless you want to. I actually recommend not letting them know, because if it's someone like a narcissist or a really toxic person, it's just going to feed them. This is you letting go of that energy. Okay. This is you no longer accepting the hold that person has over you anymore. You're over it, and mean it and move on. Don't let it take up any more space in your head. I'm getting extremely emotional, Munchie. I also feel like there's something here where you feel like you caused this. Whatever this was is your fault. If you could have only done A, B, or C better, if you had only said X, if you had only done B, no. You are not, never will be, never was, could not be responsible for someone else's behavior. Yes, you can make someone feel a certain type of way, but what they do with how you made them feel is on them. I feel so strongly about this right now for literally no reason. This must be your energy. Please, the reason you're not moving forward, even though you're trying so hard, you're doing everything right, you're doing everything you possibly can, you're taking good advice, you're doing everything. It's the lack of forgiveness that's stopping you. Mainly, Munchie, to yourself. You may have planted some seeds, but if you did so, for instance, say you got, I'm just using this as an example, say you got into a toxic relationship with a narcissist. It usually takes at least 6 months to maybe 2.5 years even before you realize that that's what you're in. So you planted the seeds of, I want to move in with this person, I want to marry them, they're all on board. And then once you move in with them, they turn into an abusive piece of garbage. Yes, you did plant the seed to be in this relationship, but you did so without all of the information, all of the facts. They were being withheld from someone you trusted. Listen, in my addiction, I was a horrible human being. Horrible. But I forgave myself. And every day I do things like this and I work hard. I'm not perfect at it. I still scream and yell and get angry and cuss sometimes, mainly in one situation, not many. There's not many situations that'll get me wound up like that. But at the end of the day, I am only human, and so are you. Okay? You have to let this go, and you have to understand that you are forgiven by a higher power, whatever that higher power is to you. Okay? Eric, Munchie, I almost said Eris. You got this. Move on from it. Shake it off of your energy. Stop carrying it around. It was not your fault. It honestly had nothing to do with you. It's just this toxic person is just toxic, and they're doing it to someone else, and or they will. This is their cycle. You are possibly dealing with a dark spirit as well. I don't know if this person is actually a light being. They may be that type of toxic, which is why this is so stuck on you. If you believe in prayer, pray. Pray this away. If you don't believe in that, light a candle and ask the universe to remove it. One way or the other, this toxic, dark energy needs to be taken from you by something higher than yourself. It's important, and it is serious because it can affect your soul. Black Dragon, yeah, I mean, depending on the situation, I've been in situations where I would tell someone and try to openly communicate and be vulnerable, like, hey, when you do that, it makes me feel not cared about. And the person would come back with, well, you shouldn't feel that way. Okay, but I do, and you're telling me that you love me, so why don't you care that I feel that way? Do you know what I'm saying? But if it's someone that just like you generally slighted, then it's like, yeah, if you're not going out of your way, like and purposely, like that person was doing to me, they were trying to hurt me. If you're not doing it on purpose, then yeah, they kind of are responsible for their own feelings. Munchie, you got this. I'm telling you, if I can do it, you can do it. I offer you forgiveness from your team and your higher power and source. They're all here. None of them have darkened. None of them are looking down at you with menace or disappointment. They're still rooting for you. You're so welcome. I love you, girl. You got this. I don't like the situation you're in. I do read and listen to your messages, even if I don't respond. I get hundreds of messages a day. It's really hard to keep up, but I feel and connect with so many of you. I get emotional with your reading because I can feel the pain and the suffering that you're going through. And you have to move on from it. Even if you can't physically get away, you have to let yourself heal. You are not responsible for this behavior. And it's not your fault that it's being aimed at you. This person is sick. They're sick. You are not sick. You're hurting. Who's next?
Take a breath. And next is Mike J.
I just have to push the energy away.
You're fine.
Ashley, honey, that's perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. We all know you love us because we're awesome. We're all struggling with something, and hopefully I can help you. You have a personal coming up. I'll send it to you next week. Your dad commissioned it for you. I hope that's okay. I'm going to cover May and June for you. Who's next? I'm sorry. You said it, but I didn't hear you.
Mike J. Mr.
Okay.
Behold. And all that crap.
Behold. I'm going to use the energy and spirit for you, Mike. Munchie, it's a serious situation. And I resonate very much with it because we both have like kind of the same thing going on. And I think that's why I'm very instantly connected to that energy. That is what I do. That's my ability. That's my gift. And I keep it wide open during this stream so I can receive. But if I walked around like this all day, forget it. Just someone brushing past me, I would feel everything they're feeling. And all that jazz. I have to watch Chicago now. Thanks, Mike. You're welcome, my sweetheart. Your family. Anything you need to be messaging me. Angels of the 7 chakras. I'm not big on this card. I'm going to tell you why. This is an exercise card. It like tells you need alignment. I'm just going to say you need alignment and pull another card. I can't stand that card. It comes up constantly. All it is telling you to align your chakras. It has no advice. Here we go. An advice card that comes up every time I touch this deck for myself or someone else. Paranormal Pixie, I hope so. I want to generate that energy where people just want to be in like here, like around us, right? I feel like in my personal life, not many people really want me around. But then again, I don't put myself around people. The root of narcs and abusive people, it's cowardice. Absolutely. Absolutely. And do you know what the main thing is? I got to tell you, it's like kryptonite to them. Shame. Mike, give me a second. This is important. When you say, you said you were going to do this and you didn't, and I'm just kind of wondering why, and they punish you with the silent treatment, they withhold love and attention as punishment, they completely ignore you like you're not even there, it's because to them, because their way of thinking is based all on ego and fear, you're shaming them. Even though you're just trying to be emotionally vulnerable and open, they don't have normal emotions. They don't have sympathy. They're unable to empathize. All they're hearing is, you did something bad. You are bad. So in order to keep this idea in their head that they do no wrong, they have no reason to feel shame and everyone else around them is, they have to tell themselves that you're wrong. That has to be a part of the narrative. That's why so much you'll be like, what did I do? And they'll say, you know what you did. Everyone knows about you. That's all they can say, because they're only saying that you did something to keep the narrative up in their head that you are bad. Therefore, anything they do to you is perfectly justified. Trust me, girl. Dr. Romney. Amazing. Also, sinful. I can text you those channels. All right, Mike J. Attachment, longing, and desperation in the upright position. The woman on this card is caught in a web of longing and need. The threads that bind her are her desperate needs for love, money, and success. Her obsessive longing is keeping her stuck, unable to move in any direction or desired direction. In fact, as she reaches up to grab a diamond in the web, she gets even more caught up. This card brings a warning, Mike. Don't poison your present joy with the misery of desperation. There's not just one thing that can make you happy. Surrender your chronic longing and choose to create feelings of happiness and self-acceptance now. This release of attachment allows you to calmly work on your intentions while living in appreciation of the present. Perceive the value already in your life, and you'll attract increasingly happy experiences, including the ones you long for now. Affirmation: I let go of desperation. I take action toward my goals while focusing on my present joy and blessing. I don't see this as like that, Mom. I don't even get an answer. I just get, why does that matter? That shouldn't matter anyway, so I don't have to answer you. It shouldn't bother you anyway. Not saying now, but in the situation I was in that was like that, that's what I would hear, you know. Mike, here's the thing. I don't think you're desperate for anything. Like, gimme, gimme, gimme. Like the guy with the cheeseburger in Menace to Society. But I do, old school joke. But I do feel like you just really want something in your life to change. One specific area, maybe it is your job, maybe it's a relationship. Like, you want change and you feel like you're putting every effort, hey, Brian, towards making this change happen. And either the other person or other people involved, yeah, you got it, they're not even like noticing that something needs to change. And it's very frustrating. The universe is saying for the next week or two, try not to focus on that. Try not to even think about that changing. Think about other things. Think about what you're happy with. Think about the good things, attitude of gratitude, focus on the joy, focus on the blessings. And once you start doing that and you stop thinking about like this thing, this needs to happen now, it will eventually happen as soon as you stop basically, even if you're doing it without knowing it, inadvertently demanding that the universe do this. Because that's the energy you're putting out there, not on purpose, not knowingly or willingly. It's just that you just want to move forward with whatever this is. No idea what I'm talking about. You will in the next week or two. Take a step back from it. Try not to put any energy into it. If you start thinking about it, try to like change the thought to something positive and move on. And I guarantee you within the next 3 to 4 weeks, the change that you're looking for is going to at least start happening. Multifaceted Jules, the next words out of my mouth, I swear to you, were going to be, I hope Julie girl is okay. New England Dirt Roadie, I hope you're doing so well.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Carrie is unanswering.
Who?
I meant to slide her, the new person that popped in, Carrie Ellis. I tried to slide her in earlier and I didn't get to it, but
it's okay.
Maybe they'll come back. I hope. So go ahead and do Killer Demonic.
Okay, Jules, you are a very good person for doing that. I want you to understand, but whether you realize it or not, that was your first, second, and third step to releasing this. And I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Good on you, baby girl. Killer Demonic. I'm going to use Wisdom of the Wild Things. It's my cute new deck with the little creatures. Harry, if you're still listening, let us know. Uh-oh, Smoochy girl. Oh, you're so sweet. I'm on the money. I'm on the money. I got a lot of what it takes to get one. Yeah, Smoochie, I mean, do I need to get my razor or are we good?
Don't let her break out that shank.
Not while I'm drinking. I just almost sprayed my beer. All right. Killa, tend to your partnerships. Card number 43. This card's a little creepy. I will tell you, I read for myself with every deck so I can push my energy off of it when I cleanse it and clear it. I have to sage or incense like every card. I've been doing it like by the deck now. What I will say is this is one of the cards of the 3 that I pulled for myself. So we're matching energy right now, which is good. Creepy card. I just remember this thing sitting on her head. I think it's a frog. Killa, this could be a time to review or negotiate business, new romance or friendship, or nurture the primary partnership that you have with your own soul. The wild things know there's no thriving without the earth's good graces for food, water, shelter, and beauty. They honor her generosity with reciprocity. Is it time to share, celebrate bounty, give back to the resources that have provided for you? Perhaps you're being called to receive instead of continuously giving. You need not earn your belonging. Take stock of where you are woven into healthy partnership and where you're not. This is a time for balanced reciprocity. You are giving way too much. Whether it's money, time, effort, energy. Jules, that's okay, baby girl. We get it. Killa, too much giving, taking. Where's the energetic exchange? Where's the reciprocity? When you give energy, I love you. The other person says, I love you too. Reciprocal energy exchange. When you say I love you and they say nothing, and you say, what can I get you? Can I get you a drink? And they say yes. You know what I mean? Then the next thing is, can I get you something to eat? You're just I just see you like doing. It doesn't have to be in a romantic relationship, but there's someone here who is puppeteering you. And I feel like you kind of know that this is not going anywhere. That is not a good thing for you. It's taking too much, but it's like the other part of you is hoping that this will stop. You know what I mean? That they'll see you, whoever this is, for who you are. It could be a boss that's taking advantage of you, not paying you overtime, who's making, you know what I mean? Like somebody is just, I feel a forced hand. Like you kind of feel like you have no choice. If you want to stay in this relationship, if you want to stay in this job, you have to give so much of yourself that you don't even know what's left anymore. The universe is saying in the next week or two, start saying no. The act of saying no in and of itself is not unkind. You can say no without being cruel. If you have a brand new pickup truck and somebody, she said bullseye, and somebody asks you, hey, I need to borrow your truck to move, you're allowed to say no. And if they get mad, that is their problem. You are not obligated to give. That's my message. In the next week or two, pull your energy back a little bit. Do for Killa, do for Ryan, okay? Make sure that you're taking care of yourself and giving yourself just as much energy as you're giving this person or situation, which, by the way, ew. I do not like the energy of this person. It's like this greenish bubbling. I would not touch this person with a 10-foot pole. And that's not to defame them or to say that they're ugly or mean or bad. Their energy is toxic. It looks like toxic waste. Please, in the next week or two, do something special for yourself. Do something that you like. Focus on Ryan and see how good it feels when you're not constantly on edge. Like, what's it going to be next? Am I going to be able to fulfill it? Like, this person is using you. That's even worse because I know exactly how that feels. Deb knows. I told her. It doesn't matter who this person is to you. Who are you to you? You're a yes man. You're a whipping boy. You're a poop eater. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not saying you are these things, but this is how the person's treating you. Like, they can just treat you however they want, and you're just going to be there anyway. You need to show them that's not true. You need to protect your energy and yourself. This type of relationship can cause loss of soul pieces, and then you get fractured. And then when you cross over, pieces of you are still here, like haunting places residually. And that causes a lot of hauntings. That causes a lot of negativity. It causes a lot of portals. It's actually really bad for the spiritual world. This is, what is it called? Parasitic. Very parasitic. I have to say poop once a show. Like, what was I just going to do? I was going to finish that reading, and then I was going to, I don't remember. Who's next?
You're going to go get some chips and something to nibble on. Nope. Okay.
I'm okay. Yeah, like, Deb, I think I told you about the guy who he was so drawn. It happened on the Dead Files, too. He was so drawn and attracted to this place, this old abandoned brothel and gambling hall in like Chicago. It was a big place. He was drawn to it. Like, he could not stay away from this place. That he spent his life savings and every dime he had buying it. But it was haunted by a violent spirit who they said was the previous owner of the place. Well, guess what? The previous owner of the place that was haunting it violently and attacking him was him. It was a piece of him that was left behind. And when they put the picture of the guy and the haunting guy together, they looked exactly alike. Only one of them was dressed in old-timey clothes and not smiling in a picture that probably took 25 minutes to take. That's what happens when you lose pieces of your soul and you don't work on getting them back. Poop, poop, be-doo, poop.
Yeah.
Some of us
Andrew is next.
Okay.
He's on the road, but we're just going to do a timestamp for him anyways.
Yeah, we could do phenomenal. I wanted to do that last week, and it didn't even occur to me. When I went back and realized we didn't read for him, I was like, dang it, why did we do that? All right, Oracle of the Hekatean Path for my Nomeo. You do. And darling Deb, you have some tools left over that you can help him with if he's willing. All about protecting the self, bathing in black and white salt, maybe a little bit of herbage, not that kind that you're thinking, sacred herbs, sage, whatnot, breaking off little pieces and putting it in the bath. Let yourself air dry, do not towel dry because you'll wipe it away. Saging yourself and your energy. Definitely. Yeah, we should probably talk about that. Yeah, drip dry. You've got to find an outlet for that, but I don't really think it's about putting it somewhere or directing it. I think it's about emotionally detaching from the situation, saying, you know what, I forgive you for being a toxic mess, and move on. Breaking yourself away, finding a hobby, doing something that makes you happy and fills you with joy, and not caring what anyone else thinks. Saying no and meaning it, enforcing your boundaries. All of these things are so easy to say and so hard to do when you feel like you're hurting, especially like your parent. But you know what? That is not a real parent. That is someone who simply has the label of dad. Because parents don't do that. The best thing to do would be to slowly start putting walls up between you and this person. Brian, that's good advice. Find a hobby, something to do. You got this. It's definitely doable, especially when you reach your breaking point. But you're just going to always have to keep it in the back of your head about the manipulation. Narcissists, I'm not saying everyone, I keep using the word narcissist, but when I say that, I mean like toxic people. Not very many people are actual narcissists. A lot of them are just toxic. They have the traits. Either way, it's like they will breadcrumb you. Like call you like, hey, yeah, I did act kind of like a jerk. Let me take you out to dinner, make it up to you. They wine and dine you. They sweet talk you. You're back in their life. And within a week, they're back to treating you like poop again. Jules, I don't know. Were you the first member? I thought it was Long Island Bigfoot, but I could definitely be wrong on that because I don't know how that works. I want to start displaying the members like at the end screen when I'm giving my outro, giving you guys some more recognition. I don't know, sweetie, but I know that you're there, and I know that you were at least one of the first, if not the first. And I appreciate that so much. I don't give members much right now, just like patrons, but I do have a lot of things in store. So you guys have stuck with me for a while with only getting, half access to videos, but I'm working on more for you guys. And that's why the readings are going up to 40 again. But if you're a member or a patron, they're only 20. I'm trying to do everything I can for you guys with the limited resources that I have right now. I don't even have money to mail a media mail, and it's $4.95. Like, I'm doing my actual best, guys. I promise. Okay, Nomio 13. Apotropaios, averter of evil, deflection. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. I wouldn't worry about it. I think it's not really like you get anything for it except from me, and I appreciate you so much. But I will check that out. Like I said, I'm looking into memberships anyway because I want to display y'all's names on the screen and let everyone know who my members are. Averter of evil, deflection. Nomio, as guardian warrior and healing goddess, Hecate had the capability of deflecting negativity that can hinder or derail us from our paths. Don't be fooled, however, into believing that this aspect of Hecate isn't a mollycoddler, for she will not keep from you those life lessons that are unavoidable or required for your development. Where do your negative influences originate from? Is your sense of feeling victimized justified? The goddess will shield you, but won't keep you from experiencing the full range of life and emotion. Andrew, it is time to get over something. I don't know why that just popped into my head. I know that, Jules, and that's what amazes me about you guys. It's like there really isn't much, but you guys just want to be like, hey, I got you, I support you. And that's when I get imposter syndrome, and I'm like, why me? I'm this, I'm that, and I start putting myself down. And then I look in the comments and I see you guys are like, yeah, and it reminds me who I am and why I'm doing this. And one day I'm going to be able to give you guys so much, and I can't wait to be able to do that. I think the act of giving is so much better than the act of receiving because energetically it just lights you up, Back to Nomio. I don't know why I just heard that. It's time to move on. I don't know if this physically means, I keep going to say Mike. So Mike, pay attention. I don't know. Nomio, if this physically means like it's time to physically leave a relationship, leave a job, I think this has more to do with like your mentality and your energy. Okay, I think this is more like you finally letting go of something that hurt you, something that caused you pain. This is you mentally detaching, like, wow, that sucks that happened, but this cannot take up space in my brain anymore. And replacing the space that it was taking up with something so much, much more positive, hope, and trying to manifest better, being like, why am I dwelling on this person that emotionally abused me when I could be looking forward to buying my new house? You know what I'm saying? There's always a way to twist the negative into a positive, even if one has nothing to do with the other. When I get upset about losing my contract, which I'm still really angry and bitter about with the way that was done, I have to turn around and say, I have a beautiful home. I have a gorgeous, amazing angel of a child. All of my children are incredible. One has nothing to do with the other, but I'm able to count my blessings. Nomio, I don't know why this came up for you. You have very high energy, very good energy, but for some reason, something is mentally holding you back. Julie girl, thank you so much. I love you guys. Ashley, excuse me. You guys are the best. Thank you. Thank you. Ashley, that happens. That's why I said, don't worry about it. Just hang out. Everyone in here is a light worker, and we vibrate very high, whether we work on that or not. And when you come in here, believe it or not, even through the computer screen, through the phone screen, you are connecting with our energy. Some of us are Reiki healers. Some of us are sound healers. Some of us are, oracles. And we're all vibrating at a certain level. When we get together, think of it as like being in one big giant ball of warm, bright, healing light. That really is what this chat is. I don't know how this happened or why me, but I'm so glad. I always tell people, it's okay if you don't feel well. Just stick around and listen in the background. And I promise you'll feel better. And I'm so glad you do, sweetheart. Who's next?
Smoochie.
Ashley, we need to talk. You are family. If you were my daughter, which I'm going to treat you like a daughter, I would be on your butt to figure this out so you can feel better. All right? You hit me up when you're ready to talk about it. And you have a reading coming. There may be some things
you guys have each other's numbers.
There may be some things you can't talk to your dad about. Or maybe you do need a little bit of spiritual guidance and you don't even realize it. Maybe that's the key. I'd give that to you, okay? I want you to be very open and be able to admit that. And I'm sorry that you're going through that. It makes me angry. Like I think of my own daughter and like I want to smack people. But we got to rein that in and turn that into something positive. I know it seems impossible. I know it does. And sometimes it is. But it's never impossible for long. We need to have our moment and move on from it. Don't let lower vibrational, losery people hold us down. We need to come to a point where it becomes their problem the way they are, not ours anymore. And that's one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. I'm still in the process of doing it. And it's heartbreaking and devastating 80% of the time. So I have to focus on that other 20%. That's amazing. And I think about it now, my ultimate goals and my dreams and my kids and my friends. And I can teach you how to do that. To just detach emotionally, be there physically, no eye contact, straight to the point, facts only, no emotion. And when you want to rage, call one of your friends, call me, right? And rage. I've received pages of texts of people cursing me out, calling me all kinds of names, but they weren't cursing me. I knew what they were doing. They were saying it to that person, but they didn't want to give them that energy. So they pushed it onto me and I took it and I turned it into something and I moved it on. That's one of my talents, one of my abilities that I was blessed with. So give it to me. Don't give them the satisfaction of knowing you were crying like that. Give it to someone else. I'll take it. I'll read it and probably think, I'll probably feel the feelings, get emotional, but I know what to do with that. Please hand it over. I'm fully capable and equipped to take it from you and move it on.
1 second.
You'll get there. You'll get there, Ashley.
Kara, we did call you. We will. I'll slide you in. Just stay tight, and I'll slide you in here after Smoochie, okay?
So I'm going to do Smoochie Girl, and then Kara, I'll read for you. Just hang tight. Jules, Gemma, I told you you're the flame, and gemstones are all the moth. I think you were the one that came up with the gemstones. Like you just came into a stream one day, and you're like, "Hey, gemstones," and I was like, "Oh my god, I love that," and it like became a thing. I think so, because I certainly didn't think of that. All right, Miss Smoochie Girl. Alice in Wonderland, faux show.
And Ashley, you're after Kara, so I'm going right down the list.
You're so welcome, honey. Yeah, Ashley, you definitely, if you're here, you're an empath. But you may be picking up things that aren't yours, right? Do you ever suddenly feel angry for no reason when you walk into a room? Or you can walk into a party of 100 people, everyone, 99 people, smiling, laughing, having a good time. There's one person crying in the bathroom. You will immediately start crying and be led to that bathroom. You're an empath, sweetie. And it's not an easy thing to be if you don't know anything about it.
There's a lot of things about your daddy you don't know. And
maybe it's
time I sit down and talk to you.
you talk to her about it. I think she's definitely ready to hear some of it so that she can understand that you and her share that experience. You know, when I realized my mom was also an empath and a native healer, I felt so much closer to her and so much more comfortable telling her what I was actually going through without worrying if I was going to be judged. Actually, I get it. Trust me, I leave my house to maybe grocery shop. Seriously. Oh. Smoochy, no fuming. You have to transmute. Turn it into something positive. Think about little Wolfie baby, little Foxy. Come on, you can't give that energy to that. Or feel it and let it go, honey. Don't put that out there and it's going to come back to you. Put out light, your beauty. Miss Smoochie, follow your own good advice. Trust yourself. You know what is best for you. Card number 10, but it is in the reverse shadow. So let's see what it says. Come, there's no use in crying like that, said Alice to herself rather sharply. I advise you to leave off this minute. She generally gave herself very good advice, though she very seldom followed it. That's why I always tell you guys to take a step back and think about the advice you would give the person you love most in the world, not what you think you should do for yourself. You need unbiased. Smoochie, you're right. You are absolutely 100% right. Do not give that. Do not let him have that. You're better than that. There are times when we become overwhelmed and begin to feel as if there would be nothing better at all than to collapse, cry, and to turn in on ourselves, particularly if we had made an error of judgment. This is understandable, and we must be permitted to express who we are and how we feel. However, once Alice has cried about a seemingly unsolvable situation, about forgetting something very important, she tells herself that continuing to cry will have no use. This stern command to herself, to her emotions, brings her back to a place where she can contemplate what is best done next. Smoochie, this is absolutely perfect. So instead of fuming and raging, which isn't going to get you anywhere positive, what can you do in this moment? Anytime you make an error, it can be helpful to grieve a little for the difficulty you've created. But once you've done this, continuing with the sadness serves no real purpose. It's best to follow Alice's example. Cry, then stop, and follow your own good advice in your own good sense. Ashley, this is for you too. Receiving this card means you know what you need to do. You need to clear ground and center yourself so you can contemplate what to do next. In the reverse, a refusal to listen to yourself, Smoochie, making the same mistake over and over, feeling that if you become emotional, others will step in to rescue you, thinking that all is doom and gloom, becoming bogged down emotionally, unable to think clearly. Girl, let me tell you what I do. When Damien's father passed, and a couple other times I've had to do it, I go into the bathroom, I put a towel in my mouth, and I scream at the top of my lungs and cry. And then when I feel better, I leave and I lay down. I don't give that energy to anyone else. Unless it would be someone that would comfort me and be understanding. Not say, well, what did you expect? He got what he deserved. Or he got what he was asking for. You know, about my deceased best friend since I was 11 dying of an overdose. That was the comfort. So I did what I could with it. So that's exactly what it is. Refocusing your energy. I can't even believe that card popped up because that's exactly what it said. Okay, maybe you have some fault in this. Maybe you let him get so comfortable with treating you a certain way that now that's all there is. But what can you do about it? Screaming, crying, raging, bickering, arguing, fighting. What is that going? That's going to make the situation worse and feed him more supply. Do you understand the reaction is what he wants? He's doing this on purpose to get the emotional reaction because that proves to him I still can control her emotions. Look what I did. Look how pissed off she is. That's because of me. That's how they think. Don't you dare give it to him. You got this. Breathe. And let it go. Easier said than done, but worth a shot. Who's next? Kira?
Yes.
Yes?
Possible. Yes, possible.
All right, Kira, we're going to do myths and mermaids, Oracle of the Water. My screaming. Everybody has a screaming place. Smoochie, you're always welcome. I love you. I don't say that, because it's cool to say. I do. I really do. You send me pictures of your grandkids, We're friends. We're sisters. We've just never met. But we really don't have to. All right, Miss Kira, this is for you, sweetie. Guys, make sure you watch the shorts. I really do appreciate it. It's anything from 4 to 60 seconds of your time. If you like them, even better. If you leave a comment, even better. If you don't know how or what to comment, leave an emoji. A couple people, I think, and I think maybe Smoochie. I know Ashley was. I'm getting very torn up. We're all connected. Ashley, this is just proof. Like, you're here for a real reason and for the right reasons, and you're gonna be okay. We will make sure of it. You have a group of very powerful women surrounding you right now, and I mean powerful in every conceivable way, including magically. Trust me. God,
well, thanks for us guys.
No, you guys too, but I'm with these kind of issues. I think reaching out to a woman is a lot easier. Okay, Miss Kira, you got the Tiki Mermaid, card number 13 in the upright position. Below the tranquil surface of the azure waveless sea, brews an ever-rising tempest, shaking, quaking to break free. Stifling, sweaty, hot, and torrid, even paradise feels horrid. Remove the cork, let loose the steam. Release your passions with a scream. A tropical beauty lounges before a tiki god in an offering of fresh fruit, seemingly unaware of a volcano smoldering in the distance. In spite of her lush surroundings, the mermaid's countenance reflects internal dissatisfaction. Divination message: Kira, you are ready to erupt. Powerful forces have been building up inside of you for some time now. You can feel them bubbling beneath the surface, but you have somehow managed to keep them bottled up. This cannot last much longer, and sooner or later you'll have to let loose. Anger, frustration, heartache, despair, everything you have been squashing is poised to erupt, and in a big way. Like the volcano, this is a volatile situation, one that cannot be contained or controlled. What's inside is determined to come out. Such a loss of control can be scary and unpredictable, but try not to be alarmed. Once the ashes clear away, this breakthrough will ultimately bring you a deeper sense of well-being and peace. People and situations have been irritating you lately, and it's likely tempting you to lash out. Right now, it's more important to keep the peace by maintaining self-control. Try putting things in perspective and remind yourself that this too shall pass. So here's the thing. This is what I was just talking to Ashley about, to Smoochie about, to everybody. Like, this is the general theme. Kira, it's time. What's up, Ryan? It's time to deal with this, but not in a way you would think. This isn't about confronting, blowing up on, being rageful and vengeful towards the people that are doing this, that are causing you to feel these things. It's time for you to assess why you're bottling it up. Why don't you feel safe being emotionally vulnerable and telling A, B, and C that they're making you feel D, E, and F? There is no emotionally vulnerable space for you right now. For you to really talk and be like, look, I can't keep putting up with this stuff. Like, this has, because nobody, if it's like you feel like nobody's going to listen anyway. And I know that feeling very well. It's like, why bother even bringing it up? Because it's just going to be yes to death and it's not going to happen. That's training. That is training. That is someone training you like an animal not to speak. If I ignore it enough, she'll stop bringing it up. Okay, so this is another toxic situation. Kira, what the universe is showing me is you focusing on, again, and I'm sorry to be so repetitive. I'm trying to change the way I'm saying it, but it is the same message. Focus on what you can control. Focus on the good things, how you're thriving, right? That's the thing. You don't have to comply. Don't bring it up, but not because of fear that it won't be heard. Don't bring it up because you already know their game. And you're not going to give them a satisfaction. I was just saying this. I'm sorry it's repetitive. You're not going to give them the satisfaction of the reaction. These people like this, these toxic people, do this stuff on purpose so that you will explode. Because when you explode, it shows them they have control over your emotions. Look how they can make you act. Look at her. I made her do that. Feeding off of that energetic supply. We can't give that to them at any cost. Kira, maybe start a journal. If you're able to do that, write a couple sentences a day. Write how you feel. Get it out in that way. They may think that they've won when you stop bringing it up. And in a lot of cases, they do because it is training. But in this case, what the universe wants you to do is just try not to care. Try not to let it bother you. And when it does bother you, write it down or call someone you trust and tell them about it. I was just saying, people send me pages of text that they're cursing out their partner because they know if they say it to their partner, they're just going to be ignored and no one's going to listen. They don't want to give that energy to them. So I tell them, send it to me. I'll read through it or I'll just throw it away and I'll do something with that energy and send it back. It always works. Try to keep a little journal. Try to talk to people you trust. If you don't have that many, speak out loud. When I want to send an angry text, I just say it out loud. Or I'll write it out and then I won't send it because it's releasing the energy. Hitting send or having the person right there in front of you, that's not the release. The release is when you're getting it out, when you're writing it down, when you're typing it, when you're yelling into the wind. As long as you're not giving them that freaking energy, don't feed them. Don't you dare give it to them. Try to focus on the positives. Sometimes it's really hard to do that. Really hard. I know it's easier said than done. And that's why I don't give advice. This is your spirit team telling you to do this. Remember that, please. It is not your friend Gemma. Find things that you love to do. They're going to watch you slowly slip out of their grasp. And it's going to come to a head eventually. You know what they are. So now you can work with that. Bring it to your advantage. Do you? Give them the same consideration they give you. And that may hurt because you may be, say it's romantic and you're so in love with this person and they just don't love you back. What do you do with that? That's heartbreaking. You don't want to detach from them. You don't want to do your own thing. You don't want to be inconsiderate. But guess what? This is the situation you're in and this is the reality. They are not reciprocating what you're giving. I used to have a boyfriend that hated the way that I dressed. So I dressed the way he thought was appropriate. Meanwhile, he's cheating on me, beating me up, getting drunk every night. Eventually, I realized, like, this is not cool. And I just went back to dressing my normal way. It made him angry. But by that point, I was like, well, he's going to be angry anyway. He's just looking for some reason to be angry so that he can leave, start a fight so that he can walk out and leave, go cheat, and then come home and accuse me of cheating because of the way I dress. It's a vicious cycle. So why entertain it? It'll be hard in the beginning, but once you get used to doing this, you are going to feel so free because I know you can't just leave. You can ask anybody in here. That's like the worst phrase for me. I hate when people say that. I think it's disgusting. But slowly leave emotionally, detach mentally, physically, psychically, or until you can move physically, like actually leave the situation. It will eventually have to come to that. But for now, focus on what you can do now. And that is motivate yourself to be better to yourself. Treat yourself better. I know that reading went on for a long time, guys, but oh, Mike, that happened to me so many times. So many times. Because I was so starved for love as a child, you know. I'd been with my dad my whole life and then he found drugs and was like, I hate you. Go away. Literally said that. And you know, I was lost at that point. That was abandonment, right? And then like every guy I was with after that, like abandoned me for something. Another female. Basically, they all abandoned me for drugs. And the two that I remained really close with that were my best friends in the world died within 6 months of each other from overdoses. You know, it's pretty crappy. But again, I got to focus on the positive. I love my house. I love the property. I love my job. I love you guys. I love the energy. I love my baby boy. I love that I have a great relationship with my 19-year-old son, with my 24-year-old son, with my 15-year-old daughter. It's all gravy. But I would never have that if I had to continuously focus on why doesn't someone love me when I love them so much? And then to be told, no, you don't. You don't love me. It's devastating. But we got to move on. You're a strong, powerful, capable, confident woman. I can see it all over your energy. You got this. You can do this. Slowly but surely. I'm not saying it's not going to hurt. Damien bought me the Witching Hour Oracle. He's my little brother's son. He's like, Jen, you're like my big sister. I'm like, yes, but I am your mom. But, you know, my mom did the mom stuff. So I love that kid. He's got his permit. He's driving now. So proud of him.
They saw sent you a bunch of cookies too.
Yes. Go into private chat for a second.
Yes, I will. And while you do that, next is the daughter of mine.
I'm sorry, guys. This is important. Because I don't think, hold on, I don't think she got them yet. So mentioning the cookies, just read that. Just read that. I don't think she got them yet. I think my Aunt Teresa took them for Sunday.
Gotcha.
Are you mad with me?
Who?
You?
No.
Your energy just switched really bad.
No, I just feel my daughter.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm good. Actually, I'm in a great mood. They had me laughing my butt off. They're picking on me, telling me I give everybody the plague and stuff. Edna's telling me I have killer crickets and
Ryan, yes. He accidentally mentioned a gift that wasn't received yet, and I didn't want the person to hear. But I also got a big thing of cookies from a gemstone that was awesome. I ate a brownie so far and a pack of they're a Mrs. Fields, and they come in these really cute boxes. I also got a few cases of our big case of Red Bull. You guys hooked me up. I got chocolate covered strawberries. And my little guy came home and he keeps calling it Valentine's Day, but he's like, I got you. And he's like, hold on, one more. There's like 4 or 5 of them, but he's hiding them in the downstairs guest bathroom. And he's actually waiting till Sunday to give them to me. I'm like, I'm going to buy you a Christmas gift. And within 5 minutes, I'm like, do you want to know what it is? Do you want it? Like, I can't. So kids got patience. Who's next? He looks awesome. I love that shirt. They had it in all different colors, but I knew the blue would be perfect with his eyes. That's from you guys. An appreciation little thing for him. And the other one that says, this is my human costume. Most annoying songs ever, but Ghost has superpowers. He doesn't mow his grass. He just stares at it and dares it to grow. What is he, Chuck Norris? Ashley, I would love that. Whenever you're up and moving and ready, that would be so amazing. Nutslap's mom made me oatmeal raisin, I think chocolate chip cookies for Christmas 2 years ago. I got to tell you, I love my job. If I went just on gifts alone, I would love my job. But you guys are like, so many of you are my best friends, have my personal number. We chill, we chat, we relax, you know. Smoochy, I do, but I don't think, you know, it's really going to be anything different for me. That's why everyone did what they did for me. Oh, from the kitties. I love it. Who's next? Who's next?
And I'm still on mute.
I'm
Ashley.
fluent in sign language. I could read lips. I knew what you said, but I just wanted you.
Ashley.
Um,
He still wants my shirt.
Dude, you know, I'm not trying to be like cheap or anything. That shirt was like $8 on Temu, if it was that much.
You should have seen the one her mom sent me. She sent me a green one that's kind of like this too. It's really cool. And then Gemma get me a blue one that has dragon and on the sides. It's real nice too.
You get some nice. I got this shirt off Temu in black and in black and in white for like $3 a piece. You can't beat it. I know people don't trust Temu. I do shop there for everything but electronics. Their electronics are good, but the directions, the instructions are in like Chinese and there's no English. So I bought my son this really cute mini drone and yeah, mostly happy, right? The return policy is outstanding. They're just like, keep it. We'll give you Temu credits. All right, Brian. Yeah, sorry about that. We got a little caught up. Let me read for Miss Ashley. I'm going to use the Witching Oracle for you, honey. I got to remember I have Queen Maeve there. I'm being drawn to use it tonight. So,
Dragon Slayer is such a good movie. It doesn't get to play like it used to, Ryan.
Can you put Aunt Anna's question for Ryan up?
Yes, I can. There you go.
Oh, he said Aunt Anna, the spirit people? Absolutely. Every girl's crazy about a sharp-dressed man. That song reminds me of American Psycho, the movie, because he listens to Huey Lewis and he's like, Huey Lewis in the 1980s, and he's wielding the axe as he kills them, but he's like listening and dancing. Did you guys ever see that movie? I did the short about it. Is that not Huey Lewis? Sharp Dressed Man?
It's ZZ Top. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I always thought it was Huey Lewis.
No, it's ZZ Top.
That's how much I know. Yeah, and Anna, I mentioned that in my book and in several videos. They actually do. They were given free will. And on the day of judgment, because they're going to have the day of judgment that Catholics think that we're having, they get to repent and apologize and come back to the light again or remain Jinn. It's an amazing choice. I don't know how that happened. Bye, Latro. What's up, Hilton? Ashley, you got the invitation. Yes. What it says. All right. Wonder where slow motion is. Probably sleeping. Ashley, yes, card. Continue what you're doing. An opportunity is about to present itself to you. Tarot companion is the Chariot, so you could be dealing with big Cancer energy, moving forward, never looking back. The universe is always providing pathways to the things you desire. Sometimes these paths are marked by subtle clues that are easy to miss. At other times, however, the path is incredibly clear. Perhaps a friend gave someone your number or an opportunity fell into your lap. These are invitations to your desires, but it isn't uncommon for fear to block the way forward when you are on the cusp of achieving your dreams. What you've asked for has come knocking at your door, but then anxiety and doubt begin to set in. Should you wait for a better opportunity? Perhaps you've asked for more than you feel you're ready for. Maybe you thought this chance would come much later down the line, or that it was so improbable it would never have occurred. Nothing is too big, Ashley, or too improbable, or too impossible when it comes from the universe. When you ask for something, the universe will provide a way, but you have to decide to claim the offerings. The universe won't force you to go on an interview, say yes to a date, invest in a project or a business, or call the number that fell into your lap. It's up to you to say yes, despite your fears. Ego is edging God out. When the invitation appears, Ashley, it's a clear sign that the answer to your question is yes. YES exclamation point. This is your confirmation that the path before you that you are about to take or have recently chosen to take is right. That doesn't mean there won't be challenges or fears or struggles. It simply means you are headed in the right direction and should continue down this road. This card can also mean opportunities are opening up for you. You may receive some news or an important message. This is confirmation that you are currently on a positive pathway to success and should continue doing what you're doing. Trust that results are happening. So here's the thing. You're not feeling so well tonight, right? You're in your emotions, and that's perfectly okay. This is talking about something completely different. I am getting a business feel. There's something here that to you, I don't know if you know what this is yet or if it's something coming in, but it's like a huge deal. It's a big score. It's a yes. But you have your ego going, you're not ready for this. You can't possibly accept this opportunity. You're not good enough for this. Who do you think you are? The person offering you this is so much higher than you at this. You're never going to come. You're telling yourself all of these lies. Ashley, if an opportunity has recently presented itself to you, or if it does in the next week or two, or really whenever, but I try to keep it within the 2-week to a month period because free will changes everything. Jump on it immediately. Okay. Even if you don't know how it's going to work, like the hours that your dream job are offering you are nothing that you think you can work. Accept it anyway. It will work out. The universe will work this out for you if you trust that it will and take a leap of faith. Don't think further than this step. Don't worry about 10 steps ahead. Don't worry about what comes next. Worry about in this moment, you have succeeded and you accepted this opportunity. And now you're on the chariot, riding away from the town, never looking back, with confidence and with gusto, because I love saying that word. You got this, girl. Oh boy, I think my little guy's home. Who's next?
Well, Latro left, so if
Latro
Brian
did not want to read. Latro didn't want a reading. New England didn't want a reading.
Okay, so Brian Finch is next. Hello, sir.
Brian, I'm going to use the Urban Crow.
Brian, you asked for a timestamp, and there you go.
Oh, Brian, next time just tell us that. We can always squeeze you up. I usually say that in the beginning, and I didn't. If you have somewhere to be and you don't, as long as you don't do it every single week, we don't care. Just let us know, honey. All right, I'll make this one without the rambling. All right, Brian, you got luck. Wow. These cards took a good turn. 28. Brian, it is a happy day for the crow who finds fish raining from the sky. Something good is coming, so be sure to position yourself in a place that'll yield the best results for you. Luck does not happen by accident, although it often feels that way. Luck occurs when we are in the right position at the right time with the right skills. Ashley, this is for you as well. When luck appears, good fortune is coming, but it will be your talents that'll seal the deal. Imagine being fortunate enough to be on an elevator with the person who you have been wanting to pitch an idea to. It's only luck if you are prepared and ready to articulate your vision. Otherwise, it's just another elevator ride. Brian, I don't really know how else to put this. She's gonna have to text me. I can't do it in stream. But text me what you're telling me now, and I'd like to know how this resonates because I may be able to help you navigate it. Okay, I'm sorry. I got to get back to Brian. Poor Brian. Brian, something really major either has just entered your life. Now, this could be a business opportunity. This could be a relationship that you really want to expand or like move forward with. There's something here that you've been really wanting to have, to gain, to, I just see it as like gifting, like this is so perfect and so right. How did this happen? I'm so lucky. That's what I keep hearing you saying in your head. The problem is, like I told Ashley, all of your old doubts and fears start to creep in. What if this woman that I think is so amazing turns out to be a psycho like my last 5? What if this boss is like my last boss and tries to take advantage of me with overtime? What if I actually don't deserve this and I'm just an imposter in my own skin? All of these crazy things that the enemy uses to attack us by manipulating our ego, edging God out, our fear center. Brian, Tell yourself that you deserve this, you worked for it. And like I told Ashley, focus on right now. Focus on accepting this opportunity, accepting who and or whatever this is into your life the way you want it to be. Envision, say it's a relationship, envision the house with the white picket fence, envision the wedding if that's what you're thinking. Don't think about all of the ways it could go wrong. Think about all of the ways it will absolutely go right because you're diving in head first and trusting the universe to catch you. Jump, and the universe will either catch you or you will grow wings before you hit the ground. Period. No cap. My background's on fire. No, those are fairy lights. Ashley, I'm sorry. I would love to talk about that with you. It's just there's so much going on. I want to be able to.
I think she's talking to me too.
I want, yeah, just for my, like in my case, I want to be able to focus just on what you're saying and not have so much background going on because I think this is a really major thing for you that's going to change so many things in your life, not just the thing that it is. Like if it's a job opportunity, it's not only going to change that, it's going to completely change your life. It's magnificent and it's huge. Who's next?
Next is Jules.
You're welcome, Brian. It was a great reading. It was very fortuitous. Nothing negative except your own negative self-talk. So try to keep that in check. Julie girl, I am using Queen Maeve. Go get her done, honey. You got this. What's up, Divine Empathic? All right. After Divine, we are not taking any more unless it's absolutely necessary. You know what I mean by that. I don't like turning people away, but I do get tired after a while. That doesn't mean anyone on the list has to give away their reading. I'm fine. I'm good. Just no more new people. All right, Miss Jules. I'm whether you want it or not. That is so me too, girl. I'm always like, well, my 2 cents won't make you any richer. Herein lives wisdom, Jules. Card number 1. Listen, retreat, and trust your intuition. You have access to the wisdom you seek. The great goddess has bestowed upon you abundant gifts of knowing, seeing, divining the truth, and hearing the clear inner guidance that will serve you best. Your intuition, your downloads. She also has graced you with an ability to swiftly cut away illusions, distractions, and tired old conditions you no longer need. It matters not what dwells in the darkness. You needn't see the pathways that wind through the silhouetted mountaintops or the shaded half of the moon. The moon goddess and the power within you will illuminate all you need to know to prevail and thrive. And can I just say, randomly and for no reason at all, the name Cindy actually means moon goddess and belonging to the moon. So if you have any friends named Cindy, you may want to hit them up. So listen deeply and take action in this moment. The following moments will take care of themselves. You have the power to know. Decisively pull that power back to you now, Jules, or claim it roundly if you have never done so in the past. Your intuitive prowess is a part of you. It's yours. Feel it deep within you. Stand in it, own it, wield it, and radiate it. Find yourself a quiet and soothing place where you can consciously create some space around this situation at hand. Close your eyes, take a break, take another breath, relax your body, and enter into the silence. Once you still your mind, Jules, and relax your body sufficiently, the answer or direction will be there. You will know what to do, and you will know how to do it with the greatest possible effectiveness and ease. This is about taking a time out. That's what I mean. Shh. A real timeout. Like, I'm not going to, this doesn't mean like the hermit, like isolation. This simply means taking an energetic break from everything that's going on around you, emotionally, energetically detaching, psychically detaching, okay, and attaching to spirit. This is you finding your own, no, he's not. finding your own. I shielded against, I usually shield against family members because I used to have someone come in, their family member would come in, I would communicate through the two of them, and that person ended up hating me. So they didn't like the information I was giving. It was just the truth. So I do shield family members. Find a space that's just yours. Do you know how, like, if you have a cat or a dog, like you get a dog house, you get a cat perch, that is their private personal space. Jules, you need to get yourself something like that. The she shed, you have a she shed. Go in there, light some candles, burn some sage or some incense. Take some deep breaths, maybe do a guided meditation to connect to your spirit guides, to connect to your past lives, some kind of guided meditation to breathe in the good and breathe out the bad. Your chakras are severely misaligned. I don't really know what else to say to you, except you need to sit in quiet contemplation for the downloads to come through. And your energy is so all over the place right now that you are not going to receive anything positive or anything that you really need to hear to get you to focus and move forward. That's what you called it. I knew it was something that was not she shed. I wasn't sure. Go there. If you don't open yourself up to the messages coming in from your team and from the universe, you're going to stay stuck, stale, and stagnant. And you're not going to move forward in any area of your life. You are way too scattered. You're misaligned. Hilton, sorry. And I think that's just the message right now, that you need a break, okay? That you need an energetic reset. A chakra, I still don't know how to say it, reset. And there's nothing more to it than that. Just heal yourself as best you can, slowly and over time. What are you laughing at? Who's next? You guys are too much.
Next is Hilton. Mike, behave yourself. That's my job.
I can't wait, you guys. Hilton, I'm going to do the Wisdom of the Wild Things Oracle. Oh my gosh, Jules, so did I. I didn't meet them, but I was finally, when I was speaking at the IOP on Monday, the woman running it, my friend Deirdre, she comes in here sometimes. She gave me the address and number to one, so I can't wait. I wish I knew someone who could do it remotely. He said she said, I can't even say it. All right, Sir Hilton, pay attention. He sold she sheds by the seashore. It was funny. I was watching. I was having a good time. Only for a couple minutes, though. Hilton, remember the Wooby. Card number 36. Yeah, I make up words too. Remember the Wooby. Remember that blanket you had as a child? Oh, a wubby. The one that comforted you with its mere touch, or the special stuffed animal or toy that connected you to your own ease. That feeling is the wooby, and it is the center of your belonging. Belonging is the center of the universe. Forget about the practical adult world for a while. Hilton, embrace the wooby. The books, films, poems, music, and nature that put you back in touch with your own nature, inspiring you to remember who you really are beyond your circumstances. That is what's calling you right now. Answer. The Little Prince taught us that which is essential is invisible to the eye. Close your eyes to see. Tell reality to bite it. When you're ready to deal with it again, it'll be waiting for you. You'll always find proof of what you seek. So stop looking at all the ways you don't fit in. Refuse to take account of what displeases or hurts or frustrates you. Spend this time falling in love with all the ways you belong to the planet and to your sacred, gorgeous heart. Again, we have a repetitive reading. Hilton, this is you just not getting involved. Like, I don't know, like take a vacation if you can. If not, again, you got to find that sacred, special place just for you. I feel like you do have a lot going on as far as like one area of your life, there's like many issues, many problems, or it could be many offers. I just see a lot of hands, and that means there's a lot of hands in the pot of whatever this is. And the fact of the matter is, all of that stuff will still be there when you come back. You have to disengage and recenter, just like I said to Jules. And I hate when this happens, but it's like it just becomes this theme where one message goes into the next. Hilton, if you're having a hard time like dealing with something and you really honestly truly don't know which way to go, the universe wants you to relax, take a deep breath, and think about all of the amazing blessings in your life, how you got to where you are, to these amazing things, to anything that you're happy about, that you feel blessed by. And then you're going to feel more confident. And your confidence is going to lead you to finally step into whatever this is, make the final decision, stand by it, stand your ground, and walk away without ever looking back. There's something here that needs to go, but I don't see it as something going. I see it as it's turning into something else. So you're leaving this job, but you're going here for a promotion. You're walking away from this relationship, but it was a toxic person, so you're good. Do you know what I mean, Hilton? It's time for change. You're in something, you're dealing with something that is drama, chaos, stuck, stale, stagnant, dead, done, over with. So what are you still doing? All it's doing is taking your energy. You're feeding it. That is your only role right now in whatever this is to feed the energy to the other person or the other people or to the situation. Get out before you're drained dry and don't know what to do with yourself. When we're drained dry of our energy by psychic and energetic vampires, that's when we start becoming depressed. That's when we start getting diagnosis of things like borderline and bipolar. Not to say those things don't exist outside of that. Just a lot of the time, medical diagnoses are spiritual dis-ease. It's just the facts. Who's next?
They're picking on me. Anyways, Divine is next.
Ryan doesn't want a reading?
Ryan, did you want a reading? Yeah, give him a reading. And
I'll do him next.
Divine. I was putting him off for a reason because he wants my shirt.
I'll just send him one.
I'm going to, just for fun of it.
I'll just have to get him a different color. What's your size? Then Ashley, you have an amazing attitude. As long as nobody gets you mad, like, we're good.
Send him an extra large because he eats a lot of Cheetos in the dark.
No, I'm not worried about one extra reading. I need to know your size, though. I'm going to send you. I need your size and your address. I'll send it to you, I swear. All right, Miss Divine Empathic, are you still listening? Large. All right, got you. We take care of each other around here. Leave my Cheetos. You know, guys, now the first thing I'm doing is gonna go down and eat Cheetos. Mike, if you shop on Temu, very easy to find. There's billions, and I mean with a B, dragon. You just put in dragon stuff or dragon clothing. I don't know if you guys saw in one of the videos I did last week, I was wearing a black shirt with red dragons on it. Yeah, bowling team, the Dragonettes. My parents were on a bowling team with my aunt and uncle, and they called themselves the Brew Crew. And they would drink lots of pitchers of beer.
You know, our high school graduation, we were called ourselves the 82 Brew Crew.
Really?
Yeah, we actually had shirts made and everything. Somewhere in here, buried somewhere is one of the shirts.
Did you guys? I tried to do this short, and they were going to copyright me, but now I see everyone else doing it. And the doctor said to take this pill, you'll feel much better, and your heartbeat won't beat based on the weather. When your brain goes numb, when your brain goes numb and your brain is severed, if you sell yourself to me, I'll take your pain, your heart, your pleasure. It's such a great song.
Familiar.
I think it's all over YouTube Shorts right now. I think that I'm going to remix it this time, like now that it's out, because I think I was one of the first people to see it and they didn't have the remix yet. Dude, the reason I thought of it is because you said that was your like phrase, and I was thinking if I were in high school, I would put that as my, yeah.
That sounds awesome.
It is. It's really cool. It reminds me of my addiction. We should call ourselves the Wendy Goons. I love it. Jedi Knights. Oh my God, I just messed my wig up. Go back. Well, that's embarrassing. Okay. Yeah, Ashley. Okay. So you have heard it. All right. So it's not just me. I'm remixing it next week. All right. Sorry about that. Divine Empathic, you got the Lotus Flower, card number 27. It is the card of enlightenment. The Lotus Flower represents the quiet strength and ease that follow once you have achieved a heightened level of awareness. You have an inner knowing, peace, and spiritual connection that shift your focus from constant worry to allowing yourself to approach situations as they come. Hey, after many life lessons, you have grown and acquired valuable wisdom. Situations that may have previously caused stress or strife now roll off your back. You are approaching life with a pure heart and a calm mind, which allows you to rise above the noise. With this enlightenment lifting you up, it's still important to stay grounded. You may be serving as an example for others who may not possess the same level of understanding you now have. So be patient and accept people for where they are in their journey. This card can also symbolize a fertile time and or rebirth. Connection with ancestors and remembering your roots, less focus on material things, the ability to teach others, applying lessons learned, staying humble and grounded. Divine, this is an amazing card. You've come such a long way, right? That is awesome. You've come a really long way. You've come so far. And what the universe is saying is, you're doing amazing, but remember the people around you aren't where you're at. And this doesn't mean that they're toxic or there's anything wrong with them, but this is a reminder that you may have outgrown some people who you really love and adore, but you're just not on the same level anymore. Also, when people come to you for advice, and you are going to draw people, when you get to this level, you do draw people. So the thing is to just be honest with them and pay attention to energy. I don't know why I'm being called to tell you this, but there's something icky in the air. You're going to pick it up right away. Don't get angry. I feel like a manipulative person, they're not going to get the better of you. You're going to see them coming from a mile away. It's actually a test of your ability, your energetic ability. The universe wants to see. Remember that, I don't know why I'm hearing this, but remember they're sick. There's something wrong with them. Treat them as though they were a sick animal you saw on the side of the road. Don't take care of them. But what I mean is, it's like, feel bad for them instead of being angry with them. Not bad enough to associate with them, but bad enough that you understand that it's not about you. It's their sickness. You're actually vibrating really high. You're doing big things. And I do see a major opportunity coming in for you this summer, having to do with your spiritual growth and awakening. I also see your daughter, she's like not matching you, but she's also rising spiritually. And a lot of that has to do with the energy you're putting out. She doesn't even have to do anything but be around you because you're vibrating so high. Do not let anyone take this from you, because this is the end of the dark night of the soul and being brought into the awakening. But if you let someone come in and disrupt your energy, you're going to go right back into the dark night. Good luck, and I will pray for you. No, and I have not, but I will listen. I found out, I'm sure some of you know if you watch the shorts, Voices Carry by Till Tuesday is actually a song about narcissistic abuse. Did you guys know that?
I saw them in concert.
My sister, well, I've always loved that song. And my sister's like, my wig is driving me crazy. My sister's like, you got to listen to this song and tell me what you think. And I'm like, oh, I know that song. She's like, no, really listen to it. So I posted it on Facebook, and then Blue Crossroads was like, watch the video. I watched the video and I cried. If any of y'all know me and you watch that video, you'll know why I cried. I couldn't believe it. And I'm still listening to it and watching it. All right, Ryan, and then we're going to do the timestamps. I'm not going to do for KC because she has her personal for June coming in. Oh, I love that song.
I actually have that somewhere. I may send a copy of that CD to you.
Okay. Ryan, I'm going to use Deep, Dark, and Dangerous. Lotus Girl sent me, oh, Ashley, that's so awesome. She said, oh my God, y'all, I can see the Northern Light right now where I'm at in Kansas. Listen, remember that beauty and where it comes from. The universe is vast and it's beautiful and it's giving and it loves. It never takes. It only takes what you give and gives you it back.
Actually, folks, if your skies are clear, you should be able to see them tonight and tomorrow night. They're really strongly with G-force and they're really bright. I can't wait to go out. I'm going to do some filming. Sorry.
And Lotus Girl sent me a gorgeous, I wear it almost every time I do Oracle. I just happen not to be wearing it tonight. I've got the serpentine that Nutslap bought me for Christmas 2 years ago. And I got a golden obsidian that I bought for myself. But I usually wear it. It's a ring. It's pure lapis. It's very bright, dark lapis, but it's not sodalite. But it's so beautiful. That's amazing, Ashley. You should take pictures. Do a silent meditation underneath those lights. Some tribes believe those are those are your ancestors speaking to you.
It's a very positive thing. A lot of energy right now.
Same here, Anna. All right, Ryan, let's do this. Evil never dies, but you can cast it out and keep it away. Mike J, amen, preach. That is amazing. You just said that. Yes.
Very
Ryan,
well said.
you got, I'm sorry?
Very well said.
Yes. Brian, you got Beauty, the Mermaid, card number 14, deep. I wonder what this is about. Beauty is a high value when it illuminates and inspires, but it's in the eye of the beholder. Relying just on outward appearances is shallow and temporary. If beauty is the only virtue, then others need to be developed. Like I always say, if you're really like ridiculously attractive and you're a poopy person, it's like, congratulations on your face. There's nothing else. There's no substance if you're not a good person, you know? Love your own unique beauty, Ryan. If you are using your beauty to manipulate someone, then beware. This particular kind of magic wears thin after a time. Even children know what a mermaid is. The idea of this half-human, half-fish type creature is all through our storybooks and collective consciousness. Yet mermaids are a varied bunch. Yes, they are aquatic, often beautiful, happy generally to do and be mermaids, but depending on where you go in the world culturally, they can be deeply dangerous or irresistibly seductive or both. In almost all cases, even with the Greek mermaid-like creatures called the sirens, the mermaids have an extreme beauty, such as their beauty that they are at the very least noticed and at the worst an object of obsession. So what is the shadow side of such beauty? Wouldn't everyone love to be this glorious? The perils of extreme beauty are at the heart of the mythos of Helen of Troy and Medusa and even Scylla. The desirability of women this beautiful means they can be objectified, taken as a kind of trophy, or made a target of jealousy. Oh, Divine, thank you so much. You're so sweet. By being seen or admired, these women lose a part of themselves and sometimes their lives as they knew them. This is so true. You talk about pretty privilege. Let's talk about pretty phobia. If we consider the way the modern beauties of today are turned into fodder for gossip media, we may see how this still plays out. Part of the mermaid mythos, too, is that because of their beauty, people could and would lose their wits and their lives. The story of lonely sailors seeing beautiful mermaids and swimming to them is a common enough motif, yet this story rarely has a happy ending. Sometimes the mermaids in are the siren kind, where they lure sailors in order to devour them. Sometimes the mermaids are sweet and curious, yet do not understand that these humans cannot indefinitely be in the sea and unintentionally allow their land-based suitors to drown. Maybe the men try to keep up with the mermaids, transfixed by their beauty and following them down into the depths and drowning before they realize how deep they have gone. Your plant companion is Lotus. Lotus just keeps coming up tonight. Your crystal companion is Larimar. I don't have any to show you. Okay, this is kind of deep. I feel some kind of obsession here. So the first thing is, don't let someone's looks fool you. I do feel like you could be becoming attracted to someone. It's not that they're a bad person, just get to know them. I think you are, I don't know. I don't want to talk about your personal life. You may or may not be in a relationship. I feel like there is someone coming in that's going to take your attention. I think it's going to be more of an emotional connection though. I don't feel like you're physically thinking about like cheating or anything like that. I just feel like you are emotionally connecting with this person and they happen to be in your eyes very beautiful. This could brew jealousy from other relationships, but I feel like this connection is very important to you and to the other person for y'all to learn and grow together, even if there's nothing physical there. There is a huge emotional draw and attachment. This is a soul-mated connection. That doesn't mean, again, it's anything physical or romantic. It's simply a soulmate that has now come into your life. I feel like you could have just met this person within the last year. And I feel like right now, you're not really, you know who they are. Maybe you've spoken to them, but you're going to move in the next few months to like really get to know this person. This person's going to be very important to your growth, to your life, and you to theirs. And it's going to be completely like just a friendship. But I feel like I hear gossip. Everybody's talking, yap. So don't let that get to you. Another thing, Ryan, is to make sure in the next few weeks that you don't become obsessed with the idea of something. Make sure you have all the facts, right? Before you commit to something, make sure you know every single little detail. I feel like someone is offering you something, but they're hiding a part of it. Like you have all the pieces to the puzzle except the one. Someone is purposefully like lying by omission so that you'll join them. Trying to like throw you off your game, pull you off guard. Don't sign any major contracts or anything, probably till the end of the month. And don't be fooled by manipulators. Make sure you know you can energetically feel you're growing and changing energetically and spiritually so much that I feel like people are going to try to throw you off your game. Accurate.
Yeah, you nailed this, because if you only knew it was going, he's going to have to tell you what's going on.
He told me some when I did the personal.
It's getting interesting. Yeah, it's...
All right, I got to do Lotus Girl. Let me tell you guys this before we end. On Monday, we're going to be discussing thwarted UFO abduction, or thwarted abduction attempts, meaning people who almost got abducted, literally, and something happened that stopped it in the middle. Then at noon, we're going to be talking about the Watcher of Westwood. I don't know if it's Westwood or Westfield. I can't remember. The Watcher, guys, okay? It happens right here in New Jersey in a town I'm very familiar with, but can't remember the name of. I think it's Westfield. Westwood. The Westwoods of Elizabethtown. Westwood. That's how it got its name, by the way. George Washington would refer to Westwood and Westfield. He would say the Westfields of Elizabethtown. I don't know why I know that. Okay. Also, don't forget afternoon talk at 1 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday. That's myself, Sir Ryan Tremblay over here, and Ghostdragonzw. Wednesday nights, you got the Ghost Dragon. I accidentally put midnight the other night because I was half asleep. It's actually 10 p.m. Eastern. It's a chill and chat. Every other Thursday, so not this Thursday coming up, you have Miss Lara at 8 p.m. Eastern, Friday Live Intuitive Oracle, and Saturday at midnight, the Ghost Dragons. We're doing something on this channel every night except Sunday. Don't forget to support the shorts, please. If you can donate anything to PayPal or Cash App, it's really, really appreciated. And just be kind, guys. Seriously. Have a great weekend. Yes, have a great Mother's Day to the moms, the grandmoms, and the daddies who have to be mommy and daddy. I respect you guys. And let me just read for Lotus, and then I'm going to go eat some Cheetos. Sleeping Beauty. Being a princess, my life was supposed to be only sweet and joyful. Alas, a cruel witch casted a spell upon me. She predicted that one day I would prick my finger on a spinning wheel spindle and die. And this is what almost happened. Fortunately, a good fairy partially reversed the curse. Instead of dying, I fell into a profound deep sleep, from which I emerged some time later by the true love's kiss of a handsome prince. Lotus, the time has come to be very patient and, most importantly, to rest. You have exhausted yourself lately, having to face bad witches and curses, so your body badly needs a vacation. Sound familiar, Tennille? Don't fight against the current. Break away from your everyday life. Take the time to sleep well, think calmly, and rejuvenate yourself. Things will work out fine once you come back from this little time off. Again, all of the BS is still going to be there when you get back. Stop giving so damn much of yourself, Tennille. Everything should not be on your back and your back only. You should not be the only person worrying. And if you're not the only person worrying, why are you the only person trying to fix things? And I don't mean Porky Pie. I just mean in general, in your life. You both, I don't know why they just brought him into this, but you both need to rest. One of you is really at risk physically for literally running yourself into the ground, meaning hospitalization. You are my sister. I'm closer to you than basically anyone else, almost. You could end up in the hospital, either you or your husband, if you guys don't stop going, worry. And there's no good. Yes, there are good little things in your life. Everybody has blessings to count, but you guys have way too much negativity right now that you're putting all of your energy into. Go out on a date. Get romantic. You know what I'm saying? Like, do things together that you both enjoy. Watch a movie, binge Netflix, turn the damn phones off. And I'm not judging you. I don't want to see either one of you hurt, but I'm seeing like a 3-month time period where one or both of you are now hospitalized because of this. And then you have to deal with that on top of everything else. Because once you get out of the hospital, for better or worse, no matter what's going on with you, all that crap is still going to be there. We're still going to have problems. And once we fix one, another one comes in. Tennille, you know this. Please, I'm scared and nervous, so please rest. Guys, I have got to go. I'm starving and I have to use the bathroom again. Yes, kindness. What did he just say? I like that. Kindness is bliss. That's a lot coming from a guy like me. As you get older, you get wiser. Be kind to each other. It is literally free. If someone's unkind to you, don't take it personally. And that's their problem. Move on with your day and with your life. I love you guys to the moon and back tremendously. Tomorrow, I do not work. It's my day with my little guy. Sunday, I'll be around. And I love you. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Support the shorts. Support the shorts. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Support the shorts. See you on the flip
guys.
side.